Welcome to a new episode of Girl, Geek and The Gay, the place where we come to get beat up by... Wait, that's not how it goes. The place where we come to talk about the things that got us beat up in high school. Anyway,
where we come to get beat up. That was a good one, though.
This is an abusive relationship.
Wow. Mostly by Megan.
Yes.
She's the one that beats us.
She's in therapy right now.
Oh, my God.
Anger management.
Oh, my God.
She's going to break out.
Oh, my God. Leave her alone. Stop.
I am Jose, and that voice you hear next to me is the adorable Jaime.
Thank you. Yes. And you're adorable, too.
Aww.
As I'm not looking at you. That's from something. I can't remember what.
Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's hilarious.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It was a very long week at work, but I'm just happy it's over.
Your first week back?
My first week back
in
was
like 3 months?
The longest week of it wasn't 3 months. It was only 11 days, I think it was, that I was off.
Yeah, sure.
It was an eye opener, basically.
Okay. The better part of January.
Yes. I got to rest though. I was so chill, but at work wasn't too bad. It's just that I did have to go work in store. There's a lot of crazy shit going on there. I don't know how deep I want to dive into this, but yeah, work has been something else. But you know what? It's Sunday. Time to relax. Time to have a good day. Pokemon stuff is going on, but I'm here recording a podcast instead.
Aww.
Shut up. The things I sacrificed.
You're messing up.
For you. No,
I feel so special.
Aw, well, you should. You are. Gay.
I've had a good week too. Thank you for asking.
Cool. Yeah, I was about to, and then you threw me off.
Well,
so.
there was a long pause, and you just stared at me.
Normally I care, but today I don't. No, I'm just joking.
You're like, I've had a long week, okay?
Yeah, just give me a break. Right?
I don't need to listen to your shit.
There's already been too much shit going on. We don't need to add with you. No, I'm just joking. Tell me your week. Tell me about your week.
It was pretty good. I fixed the taillights on my truck finally.
Very cool.
So I haven't had taillights on my semi for a while.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, I think
Semi.
So tail lights.
Okay.
I don't know what's being dinged there.
Everything.
But yeah, I haven't had tail lights. So I haven't had blinkers either. I haven't had anything.
Okay.
So I'm just driving around hoping nobody hits me, right? Because people apparently need lights to see.
Well, you drive in. And you drive in the dark.
Yes.
Like you're saying, okay, there you go.
So I fixed the taillights on that. I felt very manly afterwards too.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah. I had to flex and I growl at my truck.
Yeah. But I mean, you seem like you would know how to fix a truck. Just like you seem like, you drink a lot. I'm just joking about that. I felt really bad after saying that, by the way. I don't mean to just assume people are just alcoholics.
Yeah.
That's not what I meant.
You're Mexican, right?
I did not say that. Not because you're Mexican.
You did have to. It was implied.
I don't know what led me to believe that. You're right. I've never known you to be a drinker or anything like that. So I just assumed this big old narrative about you.
Yeah, you look like an alcoholic that beats up your kids.
You're welcome. Yeah. Or doesn't talk to them. At least, anyway.
There's always an extreme, right? There's never one in the middle.
Right. Well, but that's cool that you fix your taillights.
Yeah. Also, I realized that I'm spending way too much money on Postmates. So I tried cooking for myself.
Cool.
I didn't burn I was gonna say I didn't burn anything, but that's not true.
Okay, you slightly burned yourself.
I didn't burn myself.
Okay.
This time.
Okay.
So
you did not?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
Usually I burn myself or I cut myself.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. You posted a picture, I think, recently about that.
Yeah. It was like a memory.
Memory. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this time I did everything on my Instant Pot that my neighbor gave me a year ago that I've never used.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'm working on using that.
Mm-hmm. So
I was watching YouTube videos trying to figure out, how to make everything, and I was going like one by one. I wasn't doing because some like they're like, oh, okay, you put this in, and then they would do everything at once, and I'm like, hold on, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
So I was making everything like one by one. I did the chicken, I did the rice, and then I went to do the vegetables, and I kind of skipped the beginning of the vegetables. Totally missed the part that says add water.
Oh.
So
do they get mush, or what do they do?
They were a little burnt.
Okay.
But overall, I think I did a pretty good job.
Very cool. So what dish did you make?
Chicken and rice.
Okay.
And vegetables.
Hey, it's a start, right?
It's a very, yeah.
It's a start.
Oh, bland chicken and rice and vegetables.
Close enough. You just got to add more salt now.
Yes,
so
now I know.
Now you know. Just add salt. To one up you. No, but the first time I cooked in an Instapot, I made the what do you call it? The Cajun stir stuff. I don't know what.
Nobody cares. Jesus.
I really wasn't trying to one up you,
Yeah.
but it came out really good. It was perfectly seasoned. Unlike your chicken, but no, I'm just joking. But it's easy. It's easy. You know, just add salt.
I'll work on that next time.
Thank you.
I've also been trying to find new podcasts, and
fuck our podcast.
Yeah, I don't have time for this shit. Well, the problem is we only do one a week.
Yeah.
So I need more content, right?
I see.
So I tried listening to this new one.
It's only 2 hours and a half long, but yeah.
Yeah, I killed that in 2.5 hours.
You gotta split it up across the week.
Just listen to 15 minutes per day.
Yeah, or at least the chapters that we put on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do
That's
that.
a plug for our YouTube stuff.
Speaking of which, for the first time, I watched the YouTube one.
Okay.
And just like the first 5 minutes was just me, and I'm like, oh my god, take the camera off. Come on, like just cut to Jaime, cut somewhere.
Why?
Why is it just focusing on me looking at Jaime?
What's wrong with you? Nothing's wrong with that. No, stop it. No, yeah, there were some technical difficulties as always with these videos. But it's okay. Hopefully this one's better. That's why he has the GoPro going. This time too, so it's not just you for 5 minutes. I'm like, Jose's gonna totally like that.
And it's funny because I haven't watched the videos actually.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing I got to see.
Cool.
But trying to listen to this podcast, I like podcasts that are more veered towards the paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not big on true crime. Because that just hits a little too it's a little too real, you know.
I love true crime.
Yeah, it's a little too real for me. Especially because a lot of it's violence against women and children, you know.
Well,
and it just makes you feel helpless. Like, oh, they dismembered this woman, and I'm just sitting there like, I don't need to listen to this. Like, it's a little rough, right? Yeah. I'd rather hear about ghosts going boo and shit, right?
Okay. Okay.
So I tried listening to one that was recommended by another podcast I listened to.
Okay.
And I realized that I've heard a lot of some of these podcast stories in like compilation videos that I would listen to on YouTube.
Okay.
And I hate these stories because they are all the exact same story.
Yeah.
It's always, and I'm not going to say the tagline because the tagline is the name of the show, but it's always, I was walking down the street. There was this man that looked very odd. He looked very weird. And I got a very uneasy feeling. And then this man started walking behind me. I made a right, and I never saw this man again. And like they're all that kind of story. Like they are all that. Nothing ever happens except like somebody just thinks, "Oh, this person is weird."
Yeah.
So I'm just like, you know what? And
sounds like something from Reddit.
I listened to about an hour of it, and it was like a two-hour podcast. And I was like, no, I gave it a try. 3 stories, the exact same story in different ways. One person walked, another person drove. I don't need this.
I like true crime stories. There's this podcast that I listen to. It's called Murder with My Husband, and
I've heard of that.
I like it. I like it. I like the stories. Actually, the last episode that we saw was very Dexter related too, like the recent season of Dexter, which, by the way, I really enjoyed. Ended up enjoying that show a lot. It's over now.
Oh, it's over?
So yeah, I think. Well,
I think I might be able to binge it during the free trial.
It's only like 10 episodes. It's only like 10 episodes. It was. I would say it was worth it. It was worth it.
Okay.
I won't say anything else, but it was like one of the last story that they told was very much the same story that they were telling in Dexter almost. Mm-hmm. And so it was just really. I like it. I like true. And I had to sit down with one of my friends. I'm like, is something wrong with me that I like listening to this story? Fuck you. I don't think I like it. And I think that this is where the difference is between like being a psychopath or something like that and being a person, right? Is that like at least like you're not so much interested in like, you know, or you don't have any feelings towards it. You do feel some type of way about it. Like it's upsetting to hear. It's like kind of a lesson to learn, you know, a lesson that you can learn from these type of situations. But it's just like it makes you more aware of how some people just go so extreme and so crazy and stuff like that. So yeah.
It's
but
funny.
I feel like what you're saying is very true. That sometimes it's too real, But sometimes I feel like movies are too real. Like, I don't know.
But movies ultimately, they're fake.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But it's funny because I've realized that every woman I know loves true crime. Like all of them.
Oh.
They all love true crime podcasts. Okay. And I feel like most men I know react the same way I do when they're like, I don't need to listen to that. Like that's and I kind of realized it. I used to listen to one called Small Town Dicks. Oh. And it's hosted by Yardley Smith, who's the voice of Lisa Simpson.
Oh.
And she really sounds like that.
Yeah.
Just kind of not as high.
Yeah.
But so yeah, listening to Lisa Simpson just cuss sometimes it's fucking great.
Yeah.
And they're great hosts. Like her and her partner, they're great hosts.
Wow.
I mean,
wow.
I know what I said.
No. Stop it. Jose,
I'd take that down.
No.
She's adorable.
Oh my god.
I'd break her hip.
Stop. But she's not a hoe. The fuck? Anyway.
Yeah, listening to them talk, they're very entertaining. So they have actual detectives on the show that come on and they talk about these small town crimes, and a lot of them are very entertaining.
Yeah.
But then it just felt like episode after episode was talking about child abuse or pedophilia, and I was just like, oh no, I can't. Like I feel icky after this. Like, I can't listen to this.
And that's always cringe, right? Yeah. I feel you. I understand.
Yeah, but I mean, I also went to watch The Kingsman.
Oh, cool. What'd you think?
I don't think you would like it.
Okay.
Because it was a lot of history.
Okay.
It was a lot of World War I.
Okay.
And it surprised me as to how much of it I remembered. Like about
the rest of the story?
Yeah, like about history. No, about history.
Got you.
Like what caused World War I and but it was cool how they integrated like these these stories into like with actual history.
Right.
The fighting was great. The story was a little slow. There were some olds in front of me.
Olds?
Yeah. And they walked out, and I was so happy they walked out. Yeah.
Okay.
I was so happy they walked out because they kept talking to each other at some point. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, watch the fucking movie or leave.
Yeah.
They left.
Yeah. Did they not? They didn't like it, it seemed
there was a part that was kind of gross.
Oh, okay.
And they left like right after that, so I'm assuming that's why.
The older folk.
Yeah.
Got it.
But overall, I enjoyed the movie. The action was really cool. Yeah. I really did like it.
And talking about movies, later on we're going to talk about Scream, but let me just talk about my experience.
You want to save that to when we get there?
Well, we could just say it now since we're talking about movies, and then we can still talk about Scream afterwards.
I mean, okay,
right?
Yeah.
No? You don't want to do it that way?
Your call.
I'll just do it now. Scream is not the type of person. Scream is not the type of movie that I would ever consider taking a child to.
Scream?
Well, and cry and everything. And I didn't get it. Like these people literally took their kid to Scream, and to see the movie Scream, and the kid was crying the whole fucking time. And whether they know what was going on or not, regardless, the kid was just crying and yelling at the top. And not once did they ever attempt to leave.
Wow.
Like the theater. Of course I think it just becomes white noise at a point, or what, but I didn't get it. It was so confusing to me that you would take your kid to watch Scream, they
want to get him started early.
Make him into a serial killer. Why not? No, I didn't. I just didn't get it. But it was just I get it. I understand that families. You're a family. I understand that some people have kids. And I'm happy that people love their kids. I love my niece. I love my nephews, my nieces. All of them. But it's just you don't take a child to Scream with
you don't take a child to the movies. Let's be honest.
I mean, and you could take him to go see Encanto or something like that.
No, don't take anybody to go see Encanto.
It was so good. I've seen it so many times. Anyway, but at least that would keep the kid entertained and maybe not crying and screaming through the whole movie.
And also, you expect to find kids in there.
You expect to find kids, yeah, you do. Scream is not that movie. Scream is not Encanto, and so
what?
Encanto. Scream
They're not the same movie?
They're not the same movie. You didn't know that?
I didn't know.
Oh my god.
No, I kind of did. I enjoyed one of them.
Spoilers.
You wanted to do this.
God damn it. I didn't say talk about the movie.
I knew this was going to happen.
Oh my god. Anyway, you made the mistake. But no, don't take your children to watch Scream, please.
This has been a public service announcement.
Yes. It's not appropriate.
Also, I screwed up yesterday.
Oh.
Okay, so I woke up early, right? I woke up pretty early, and I was like, okay, I got a few things to do for the show, so I'm gonna get that done and get it over with, and have the rest of my day, right? Before I have to go back to sleep. I had just finished, and my buddy texted me. It's like 6:30, 6:45 in the morning.
Okay.
I replied. I don't know why I replied, I replied.
Who's your buddy?
He's a close friend of mine.
Okay.
But like afterwards, he's like, "Hey, I need help moving a bed."
Oh god.
Like moving a bed upstairs. And I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I like talking to him.
Yeah.
I like hanging out with him. I haven't seen him in a while. This will take 10 minutes. I can take care of that.
Okay.
So I drove to his new house, right? And we're gonna move this bed upstairs. And I was like, all right, cool. 10 minutes, we're done.
Yeah.
This goddamn bed was made out of lead.
Oh my
I swear to
goodness.
God, we could not lift this bed.
What?
It hurt so bad.
Oh no.
After about 25 minutes, we gave up and we went to have breakfast instead. And then we came back and started tried again.
Sounds like a solution.
Yeah, we finally got it up.
Damn it! Did you record it first of all?
But it was not easy. My back hurts.
I'm choking over here. Anyway,
You want me to step back a little bit?
closer. You're going the wrong way.
But yeah, so don't answer morning text.
Yeah, and you replied to me this morning, actually.
I replied to you this morning.
So I thought you were talking about me. I'm like, I didn't make you move bad. Anyway, Jose, what's on today's show?
Okay.
Oh, wait, is this something else we're going to talk about right now?
I'm not. Oh, Tsunami Watch?
Okay.
I don't know, man. Tsunami Watch 2022, people.
People are crazy. People are crazy. People are going to locations.
People are leaving?
Not leaving tsunami areas. They were going towards tsunami
They were going
areas.
towards the tsunami.
They're going towards the tsunami. They're like, oh, the water receded. Let's get closer.
I'm okay with that. You know what?
Take them out.
Yeah.
Take them out.
I'm good.
They're probably the same people. They're mine. I'll just cut it off there.
I'm good with that.
It is what
Don't
it
need
is.
'em.
It is what it is. Yeah, there's their choice. Bye. People don't listen.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I have no issues with
Just
this.
another year in life. That's just what it is. Yeah.
All right, so now let's talk about
On
today's show, shall we?
Okay.
We'll be starting off. Did you want to start off with Peacemaker?
Yeah, we could do
All right,
that.
so we're
yeah.
starting off with Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Yeah.
I have some news.
Cool.
We've also got Boba Fett.
Yep.
Scream.
We've
already got a little peek into that.
Spoilers.
And Pokemon. Do we have Pokemon?
We do have.
We have Pokemon. We should have talked about this before the show, shouldn't we?
We always do that. But yeah, it was assumed. So I knocked one out this morning.
And then you wrote about Pokemon?
And then I wrote about Pokemon. Yeah. That was the only thing that was going to keep me focused. But yeah.
All right, so let's get started with Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
A Whole New World.
Yes.
It was directed by James Gunn.
Yes.
Also written by James Gunn.
Yes. And wasn't John Cena part of it too? He did something.
John Cena was a producer on the show.
Yeah. I can honestly start by saying that this was a great start to a series. I mean, at least I thought so.
I'm surprised that you thought so.
I'm surprised that I thought so too. I mean, it's totally
because you were so upset and John Cena.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, he's playing a character that I'm not too fond of, and not just Peacemaker, but the type of character that he is. He just represents a lot of things that I'm not for. But that said, this was a hilarious start to the show. I was really, really pleasantly surprised at how funny it was. Very inappropriate, very funny. There's a lot of craziness that happens in this show. Very Doom Patrol-y, even. So, I mean, there's a comparison. But I really did enjoy the beginning to this episode.
Yeah, the conversation with the janitor, Jamil.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
I ain't trustworthy. I went to MIT and I work here. Yeah. You went to MIT? What the hell are you doing here? Exactly my point.
Yeah, he asked them that, right?
Yes.
Can I trust you? Can I trust you? He was like, no. He should have no. Why would you trust me?
But then when he's all I need to tell you something, but you can't tell anybody else. I will never betray a secret. That is exactly the opposite of everything you've been saying.
It was honestly, it was really funny.
That and fuck Aquaman.
Yeah. When you get to he was fucking fishes.
Yes. He's like, he fucks chicks. That's cool. He fucks men. Whatever.
Yeah.
But once you start fucking fish,
Yeah, he fucks fish. He was nah, it's not appropriate. I know. What did he say? Like some guy, he knows of a guy that he would pay off
on Twitter.
On Twitter. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He did say the guy's name too. I don't remember who it was.
I didn't write it down, but yeah, he's like, he wouldn't lie to me.
Yeah. No.
No, but yeah, that reminded me of the Harley Quinn when she's like, "Oh, Batman, he fucks bats," and Batman's just like, "I do not fuck bats."
Was that from the Harley show? I mean,
Yes,
the
Harley
cartoon
Quinn show.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I laughed so hard during that, and
Yeah.
then the beginning,
Yeah.
that intro.
Amazing! It is such an amazing intro, dude.
I watched all 3 episodes. I watched
Same.
all 3 intros.
No
I did
joke.
not skip that
I told
intro.
Noful this intro is too good to pass on. You cannot skip this intro. Look, I'm really surprised that I like this show, but the intro totally sold it for me. It was not that musical from MCU.
So gay.
It wasn't that music. It was not that musical at all. But this intro was just so badass that I was into it from the beginning. Like I was like, "There's no way I'm ever gonna skip this." Well, at least for the first few episodes.
Yeah, I was into it.
But, yeah.
But I mean, the dialogue on it was really, really great.
Yeah,
he's just
yeah.
like, "How the fuck am I supposed to fight a Mothra without a jetpack?"
Yeah.
That was like one of my favorite lines.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's like, "You're not fighting a Mothra, but I
Yeah.
still want a jetpack." Like,
But that was this episode?
yeah,
Because it was like, was it this episode?
yes. I mean, I wrote it down.
You wrote
in
it
the
down
notes
for
here.
that? Yeah. There was a lot of really good like lines from it too. Leota, I like a lot, obviously. When she was talking about naming her kids Octopussy and Sharknado. I was like, yeah, and lesbian couple in the show, really awesome. But
Yeah, of course.
I appreciate the representation. But I mean, it's funny, dude. It was a funny show. I mean, just this whole episode was really good.
One thing that I found interesting was how he mentions that he's in the hospital for 5 months.
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad premiered in August 5 months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, crazy.
I did the math. I was like August, September, October.
So they stuck to the real story.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
His dad is his Shuri, basically. He creates all his.
Oh yeah. I was like, what?
even his dad was like.
It's okay. It was a very, obviously a cliche American character. Kind of treating his son like shit. Like obviously was only entertained by torturing another person that was scared of rats.
Yeah.
They were talking about what was his name,
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport in that moment, and all American flag and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, it was very that.
But yeah, I was really laughing at the. You can't call it sweet cheeks. What? He has an amazing set of cheeks. You're talking about your butt.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, this was very comparable to like what we've seen in Doom Patrol. With what's his name, with Robot Man,
Yeah.
right? Like that kind of that main character that really stands out, really like loud and crazy. And I actually like John Cena's acting quite a bit more than I expected to. And obviously I'm going to compare it to The Rock, right?
Obviously.
Because Rock,
Not all muscly men are the same.
I mean, but at least John Cena can act ish. Like it's not bad because even the like kind of the more emotional parts where he's like trying to impress his dad and his dad just kind of being a jerk the whole time.
Yeah.
You're like damn, the dad's an asshole. You do feel it. He's doing it, dude. Like he was doing this character like super justice. I was like, man, this is an awesome character the whole time.
Yeah. When he's talking about they used to call him chimp arm in middle school.
Because of his leg.
Yeah, because of
his penis.
Yeah. But yeah, we also at the end of the episode. Well, I mean, we could talk about what happened in the episode.
Yeah.
Which honestly wasn't much. It was a lot of introduction to the characters,
to the teams. Yeah, right. Exactly.
So we met John Cena, which is Peacemaker, whom we already knew, but we got a little more insight on him.
Right.
We got to meet Augie Smith, his dad.
Yep.
Who was, I mean, he seems to have been a hero in the past at some point, or some kind of crime fighter.
Something big, yeah. Especially
because they do refer to him as a cape at one point.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that
I think
part.
I'll be in the either the next episode or the one after that.
Okay.
But yeah, like not much happened. So we learned Clemson Morn, Chukwudi Iwuji. Just really like saying his name. He's leading a team with Amber?
Mr. Mern,
No.
right? That's the
Yeah,
guy you're
Mr.
talking
Mern.
about? Okay.
Clemson Mern. So Amber, I didn't get her last name.
Harcourt.
Hawkwood, you're right.
The blonde one,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm in love.
She is gorgeous, by the way. I was like, I really liked her. I mean, she had that tough girl personality that you've seen, except a little bit more edgy. I felt like too. So I really enjoyed her as a character as well.
Wait,
Harcourt.
no, Amelia Harcourt, Jennifer Holland. So who's Amber?
Is Amber? No, that's not Leota because that's Leota.
No, yeah, Leota Adebayo. It's Danielle Brooks.
I don't remember Amber.
I have Alison Araya as Amber. I guess I forgot. All right, so we don't know who Amber. I think she might be Leota's girl.
That sounds right. Because I can see the name Amber, like when she's like messaging her, probably. But maybe that's just me thinking.
Sure.
I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, John Economist.
Yep.
It was.
And these characters were from Doom Patrol as well. I mean, not Doom Patrol, the other movie, Suicide Squad.
There you go. Yes, they were that team with Waller.
Yeah, that ended up stopping.
That helped stop Waller from doing what she was gonna do.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, like not much happened. We have Peacemaker breaking into his home, and then they tell him like you only served 3 years of a 40-year sentence or something like that.
Right.
Like, do you really think we're gonna let you off?
Right.
So they hire him in to take on the butterflies, right? And that's when he's like, "Oh, you guys aren't great at naming operations. Like we had Operation Starfish with a giant starfish.
Yeah.
What the hell am I gonna be fighting? A giant Mothra?
Yeah.
And that's when we had that exchange. He's like, I'm gonna need a jetpack. I can't fight a giant Mothra without a jetpack.
Yeah. I don't know who this character is. Do you remember her from the show? Alison Araya?
I do remember. She was in the second episode. She was a wife that got tied up.
Oh, that's why you have Amber.
Yeah, because I just got it all from the Google Cast list.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're just putting them on the list. Got you. I was like, I don't know who that is. I would have remembered afterwards. But yeah, so what were you saying?
Yeah, so I mean, not like I said, not much happened.
Nope.
It was just very comical, very much. Well, what happened was the introductions. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and we did get to see a lot of who Peacemaker is, right? Mm-hmm. Like his dad, his vibe, what he's going through, kind of like
you're that racist superhero.
Yeah. See, there was a lot of that. There was a lot of him, like learning about him, where he has good intentions, but he's done some bad things, like there was a lot of that, right? And that goes the same with the rest of the team, right? A lot of them, the reason that they're on this team together is because Waller, is separating them out from just her team altogether. I mean, that's what we gather at first, right? Yeah. But there were, to be honest, and most of the time I like cheesy costumes, I think. And I think that his costume being as cheesy as it is really works, especially for this show.
Yeah.
I like that we got to see his costume. He had a helmet that he had to give up to his taxi driver because he didn't have money to pay the taxi driver. He just gave him his helmet. And apparently those helmets are really powerful because it gets crazy later on. But there was a lot of learning about who he was. And that was cool. I thought that was a great way to start to really understand who he is.
I mean, we get that line again. I cherish peace with all my heart.
Yeah.
I don't care how many men, women, and children I have to kill to get it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what he said, right? He also kind of implied that like in jail he did stuff with guys, by the way. I caught on to that. He goes, I haven't been with a woman in 4 years. It was really funny. Well, that's when he was trying to get to know Harcourt a little bit more too. Yeah. And like I said, her character was pretty cool too. I mean, it was like a female assassin character or a female, Black Widow. She was very much Black Widow, like from not Endgame, the one before that. What was it called? Oh, Infinity War. Because she had the blonde hair going on and everything. She looked like her, kind of. Yeah. Yeah. You don't get that? You didn't
Racist.
Get that? I mean, it is what it is, It was Black Widow.
That's probably why I'm so in love with her.
But she was pretty gorgeous, though. Yeah, I agree. The only thing is, I didn't like the way she drank that beer. It was weird. It was weird. It wasn't weird to you?
I don't even remember. How did you drink the beer?
I'm not gonna show you, but it was very uncomfortable for me as a gay man.
No, please go on.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
For the camera, Simon.
No.
All of a sudden you're shy.
That's on the OnlyFans. Not shy there. No, but this was the episode where we got to learn about or at least a butterfly, right?
Yeah. Well, they just mention them. They don't ever talk about what they are.
I swear, because that's not the episode where the sonic boom.
No, that's episode 2.
Is it really?
Yes.
How did my notes mix in together then? My bad.
I don't know. What did you do?
We got to see the bird, Eagly.
Yes. Eagly hugging him.
Yeah. And Dad was gone.
He's like, go get the camera.
Yeah.
I don't want to move.
It was
the
too
eagle
late.
hugged you. Yeah, right.
Yeah. It was. I like that stupid bird too.
Of course you do.
Why not? Eagly. It's very him on top of that too.
Do you name your dog Doggy?
Yes. Kitty. My cat. My dog. Kitty. Never mind.
All right.
I don't have a cat.
I think.
But
Yeah, but no, this episode ends with him meeting a woman at the bar.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I feel like it happened all in this episode.
No.
Okay. It did. It did because in the next episode, it started where he's calling Harcourt right away. So either way, the next episode.
Does it end with that?
Yeah, it ends with that. Okay, so we might drift into 2 episodes here. Best Friends Forever is the next episode. But my notes show that he met a woman in a bar who was just obviously he's kind of wanted, right?
Yeah.
On top of that too. So people are kind of hunting him down. Aside from this group, it seems like somebody else is trying to get to him too, right? Because that was the whole reason he met her. Oh no, so that's not the reason he met her.
Okay, no, I got a little confused, but no, yeah,
My bad.
yeah, you're right. It all did happen in that episode.
Yeah. So he meets this woman, and he takes her home after he tries to flirt with Harcourt first. He ends up taking this other woman that he met at a bar and, bangs the crap out of her.
That was very delicately put.
I mean, that's not how it was. Wasn't delicate in the show. So it was pretty crazy. It was a pretty crazy scene. We do kind of learn something about Leota as well in between the scenes, that she's actually working with Amanda Waller herself, right? That's her mom, right? So there's kind of that exchange, and they've talked about the butterflies and everything like that. Which again, to me, I don't know. I thought butterflies were going to be like meta humans. But we'll get into that later. And then he's with this woman. He takes her home, and I guess she just ends up trying to assassinate him, kill him. Right there.
Yeah.
It was a pretty intense fighting scene. What did you think about the fighting scene?
This is a murder. An assassination has political reasons.
Does it really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
An assassination is politically motivated.
Only?
As opposed to
Wow.
a murder, which is they killed you just to kill you.
Oh, wow. Okay. I thought they just had to be motivation to. Oh, okay, I guess.
So I have my first notes on this episode. Best Friends Forever is I just killed a butterfly. When he calls Harcourt.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like I also found it funny that he just straight up robbed her afterwards. He just went to her whole apartment.
He
was
started
all her records.
Yeah, well, he ends up killing her after that pretty intense fighting scene, right? He ends up killing her. He uses his helmet to basically create this giant sonic boom, and she explodes aligned with the whole area. He goes back into the hotel, and that's when he calls Harcourt and he starts robbing her.
Yeah, he robs his girl that he just killed.
Yeah.
I just have here the dialogue. The dialogue was so great. This episode got a little long for my liking.
Okay.
So although it was still full of comedy, still was having a lot of nothing happening.
Yeah.
So while he's escaping, he escaped from the building for the first 20 minutes of the episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So it ran a little long.
Yeah. Yeah. It did, but it was funny.
It was very funny.
It was funny.
Just jumping from trying to
from
jump
floors
down,
to floors.
From floor.
He was just hurting himself the whole way. What's wrong with us? Why am I laughing about this? But no, but so he's jumping from balcony to balcony and then just hurting himself. every time, trying to hide from the police. At one point, he meets this couple, like Amber. I don't remember the guy's name.
I don't either.
But there's this couple that he ends up meeting, and they just get into this big old argument themselves because so the girl's over there trying to fuck him while like he's like kidnapping them basically. But it was just funny to kind of see just like that conversation as well as him just jumping off of balconies and hurting himself more and more.
Yeah, Batmite. They brought a Batmite.
They did.
I don't even remember who. I just wrote down Batmite. I think it was Economist, right?
Well, it was Peacemaker himself who brought. Wait, maybe it was Economist. No, Peacemaker brought it up, and then I think Economist clarified who that was.
Was that what it was?
I think so. We need to rewatch this show.
I'm good with that. We were also introduced to Vigilante.
Yes.
Vigilante's just like the biggest nerd.
Yeah. He's just like stalking him basically the whole time.
Just hiding behind.
Well, he's trying to be his friend.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, he's hiding behind trash cans. He's just like, he showed up at his place. And it kind of reminds me of that relationship in The Office between Michael and, what's
Dwight?
his name? Well, no, Toby. I think Toby, how like,
Michael just hates Toby.
Michael hates Toby. It feels like Peacemaker hates Vigilante, but it's like, God, I guess, you know, like I have to deal with you type of thing. That's almost what it reminds me of a little bit. But because, you know, Vigilante's a little annoying.
But okay, so in this episode, they mentioned how Peacemaker's car was at the scene.
Yes.
So Chukwudi's character, Chukwudi Iwuji.
Mr. Mern.
No, Chukwudi Iwuji asked Economist to change the license plate. To change the license plate.
Yeah.
And the first person he could think to register that car to is Augie Smith, who is Peacemaker's dad.
Yeah.
So he just framed his dad. So the cops go in to question him, and he was like immediately so put off against the Asian woman.
Yeah. He calls her chopsticks. He's hella racist.
And she's like, okay, fork.
That was really funny, by the way.
He's like, why'd you call her fork?
Or was it spoon that he called her?
He tells her like, you should have just called her spoon.
Yeah,
and she goes, a lot of different cultures use spoons. Yeah, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been better.
And by the way, these cops are some of the best shooters that I've ever seen in shows.
Yes.
They were shooting the shit out of them.
Yes.
Like when Peacemaker was running off he was leaving the balconies, right? I'm like, dude, like she totally got him like several times, and then the car, like it was on a verge of explosion too. But so they were really good.
Yeah. They definitely weren't stormtroopers.
That's what I was thinking. But why was it that they decided to blame the dad? Because wouldn't that have been too close to Peacemaker?
That's what Chukwudi Iwuji brings up. I have to call him Chukwudi Iwuji every single time. Stop looking at me like that. It's happening.
It's awkward.
Yeah, so like Chukwudi Iwuji was like, really the closest person you could think to, you could have named anybody, and you chose his dad. He's like, well, I was thinking under pressure.
Yeah. So they go to his house and try to get him, right?
Yeah, they question him. They try to question him at first, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And then they send Leota to go bribe the couple, like the one couple that actually saw who he was.
Yeah.
And they go and point out Augie Smith too.
Yeah, that it's him. There's no question about it.
But then with Amber, when she's like, "Can I keep this one?" And she just takes John Cena's picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they just framed his dad, who's apparently the White Dragon.
Yes.
But yeah, when he's in jail, one of the guards go, "Don't they keep Cape somewhere somewhere else?" And they're just like, "Oh yeah, but it's too full right, it's overcrowded right now."
Got it. Okay, so I do remember that end scene, and I was like, "Damn!" Like I don't remember the Cape situation that you mentioned. I don't remember them using that word, but it was obviously it was really clear that his dad was some type of like, I just thought he was like a Nazi or something like that.
Oh yeah, it was a White Dragon, so it sounds
Dragon.
KKK.
Yeah, it sounds very that, right? And then I don't know specifically. Well, I mean, it's obviously something racist because it was all the white men were going and bowing to him, and didn't they do a salute on top of that too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like a Nazi salute.
So I don't really know like myself what it represented, or if the White Dragon is like a specific thing.
Because I know that, like the Great Grand Wizard is one of them. Knights of the Ku Klux Klan.
Goodness.
Jesus.
It got crazy at the end with the whole Nazi dad thing. So, but it was I mean, yeah, it was crazy. So I guess we still didn't, because in the next episode even we didn't get more details about that quite yet. At least,
No, like
right?
yeah, and that this episode, this is how this one ended.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like I said, this episode was just more comedy. I still felt like nothing happened.
yeah.
So as much as I did enjoy the comedy, like at some point it was like, okay, like nothing's happening. Though.
Yeah. Like, let's get to the butterflies points, right? I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. I honestly did think that butterflies were just like going to be like metahumans, that they were going around trying to. Same thing with what was happening in Doom Patrol. Like, you know how like they talked about like that they had to exterminate certain, you know, metahumans.
Yeah,
I thought that's kind of was the similar idea that they were going to do in this. Should we just jump into the next episode then too? Better Goth Dead.
Yes.
Why was it called that?
I have no idea.
He talked about homunculi in the beginning, and then they make him nervous because they're small. Like they're small people. Doll man turned small, so he just. Have you ever seen? What did he say? Have you ever seen a 1 millimeter pinky or something like that? At one point, you don't remember that?
I don't remember this.
It was hilarious. This was some crazy shit in this. But yeah,
yeah. I mean, this episode was. I really enjoyed this episode again. Like I said, the second one I was kind of like, okay, I get it. It's funny, but you know, give me substance. Yeah. And I feel like this episode delivered a little more.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the Berenstein versus the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah.
It's Berenstein. Fuck you.
It's not. It's one of those Mandela effects.
Yes, it is the Mandela effect.
Yeah. I don't know either way because I didn't read them or I don't remember reading them when I was a kid. Maybe I did.
Who hurt you?
The public school system.
All right, you know what? I'll accept that answer.
America.
All right, so here we're told that the senator is a butterfly.
Yeah, is part of the butterflies. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not sure if it's just him or if it's him and his family.
Yeah.
But Peacemaker was basically brought in to kill him.
Yes, right, exactly. That's why he's part of this like sub team with them. They're gonna go hunt down butterflies.
Yeah. So in this episode, they're outside the mansion. They try to get a shot off, but he can't because there's someone just blocking him.
Right. Well, he has his bodyguard, the big guy, but then he also has another smaller bodyguard, which was what, Judo Master. Yeah, yeah, Judo Master.
Which I swear this could have been Ken Jeong.
I don't know who that is.
From the Hangover. The Asian man from The Hangover.
You're just racist.
No, but I mean the acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're racist. But yeah.
But yeah, it could have been Ken Jeong.
Okay.
But here we see Peacemaker. Okay, so then there's a scene where they all get into the house and they mention, oh, they're acting weird. Like as soon as they got out of the public eye, you know, they're just acting weird.
Yeah. Because they walk inside their house. After they were being all cheerful and funny, like outside, they walk inside the house. And again, Judo Master and the bodyguard stay kind of outside, so they just walk in and disappear. Or walk across the glass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, you know, they see how they feed.
Yeah.
And that's when they're like, oh, they're all butterflies. I kill them all.
Yeah.
But Peacemaker hesitates to take out the kids.
Well, and so let's talk about that real quick because it was a really bizarre way that they were eating. They weren't just eating normal. Like they literally what they did. So after they went inside, you can tell that their demeanor changed and they became kind of like stoic and like almost like robotic, right?
Yeah.
And then they go to have dinner and they bring out this big old like jar of something. It looks like honey, you know, in a big jar.
That's what they mentioned.
Yeah, and then they pour it into bowls, right? And so as they're all sitting there around the table, they literally start like these giant tongue things start coming out of their mouths, right? I'm like, oh shit, they really are butterflies, right? So yeah, there's these children, you know, mom and dad, and they're all like eating with this giant tongue that's coming out of their mouth. It was really weird. It was really weird. Yeah, and they're all eating like out of a bowl, like butterflies do. You know, like that's what it was, right?
Yeah. So I've seen butterflies eat out of a lot of bowls.
No, what I mean by that, Jose, is how butterflies eat is that they have a giant like tongue-like thing where they suck nectar out of plants. Have you never seen this before?
No, but I got a new nickname for my next girlfriend.
Wow. What was it again?
Wow. Never mind.
Butterfly. You're terrible. You're terrible, girl. If that ever happens.
So Vigilante had no problem just taking out the kids.
Yeah.
He was just whistling along, just having a grand old time.
Peacemaker was having a hard time with it. I mean, they're kids, they're kids.
He has a conscience.
He has a conscience. He's going through that struggle of obviously he's going and this character is deeper than what you initially thought. Yeah. Right? You really think he's like this arrogant, typical character, right? Like representation of that, but he's having a hard time, like you said, murdering these kids, and like Vigilante did not. He didn't care. He just started snipering the kids, the wife, and then the kids. It was pretty crazy. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
He didn't get to the dad though.
He didn't get to the dad. No. The dad was like right on a but right outside of his field. Oh no,
yeah,
Judo Master
attack.
Yeah, Judo Master attack right before he got to the dad.
Judo Master attacked both Peacemaker and Vigilante and pretty much took them out. Yeah. It was hilarious. Kia, wait, what did he say about being racist?
Yeah, I think it was Kia.
It was Kia. Kia. Anyway, he's just started screaming. And didn't they say oh, that's the way of him focusing his energy.
The Econo Master said what it means.
Yeah,
but I forgot what it. I didn't write it down. I thought you would have.
I thought I did, but I didn't.
But higher power or something. But
it was like a way of focusing his energy, quote unquote, and then he just started beating the shit out of them both.
Yeah, it just took him out too.
Yeah.
But okay, so here is, and I had an issue with this in the first episode too.
Okay,
very Marvel-like fight. Full of cuts and just there was never, if he threw a kick, there was 4 cuts between that kick being thrown and that kick landing. It was very shaky cam action. So that, I mean, James Gunn, I guess, Marvel. That needs work.
Yeah,
but other than that, it was still pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. It was just a continuous I was cracking up about Judo Master kicking their asses.
You're racist.
Why? Why am I racist? Against who?
Why were you laughing?
Because
it was supposed to be a badass moment.
I know, but
what was so funny about it?
Yeah, it was a badass moment. It was funny seeing Peacemaker get his ass kicked. Well, and aside from that, Judo Master was really great. And then later on, the way Judo Master was talking shit was even funnier. Flings his Cheeto at him. He's like, what do they put in Cheetos?
Yeah, it was just the torture scene was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
when they unmask Vigilante and he just starts making all those faces. Yeah, what are you doing? I'm making faces so nobody would recognize my secret identity.
Yeah. It was hilarious. That was hilarious. I mean, we unfortunately got to see some of the toe getting cut.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh no. And he was like, God, what's wrong? He goes, why can't I cut your toe off or something like that? And he was like, because you have some dull ass fucking blade.
He's like, maintain your instruments of torture.
Yeah, yeah. So we've and obviously after this whole situation is going on. The other part of the team, Leota, Hardcore, and Mr. Mern. They're trying to get into to save Peacemaker because they know where he's at. They still have that chip in his head.
But we also Leota hesitated to take out the bodyguard.
Oh yeah, that's true too. I mean, yeah,
but it just shows her conscience.
Yeah, and she's to me why I kind of liked her character too is because she's I guess she's very similar to Peacemaker. In a sense too, right? She doesn't want to kill people. She doesn't want to have to be part of this team either, but she's doing what mom is asking her to do. And if you think about it, that's kind of what dad kind of gets into Peacemaker about too, right? It's well, you're kind of lame if you don't do these things, So it's obviously has to do with some, families, affecting their lives, and that's why they're very relatable. And
that's why I say family's terrible for your mental health, people. Just step away. It's cool.
There's reasons why. This is why Encanto worked.
That fucking movie, I swear to God. Jesus Christ.
It was a great movie. But So
Did you ever get tired of being wrong?
I'm not. Number one, I think let's psychoanalyze this real quick with you. I think the reason you don't like Encanto
is because it was a terrible movie.
Never mind. Anyway, they break into this. I don't know, like it's like a dungeon, but what kind of like crystal thing is that they have going on?
Butthole one.
Hey, you know what we didn't talk about? In episode 2, at the end of episode 2, after Vigilante and Peacemaker and Amber have a threesome. You don't remember that? Wait. They end up in bed. And all three of them had sex together. Amber again was the girlfriend of that guy.
I remember that.
Earlier on. Anyway, he has like a small spaceship thing.
Yeah, that's right. Because he took it from the first butterflies.
The first butterfly, yeah. I
completely forgot about that.
It was because it was just like I don't think they even talked about it in this episode at all, and I think that's why we forget about it.
He mentioned it.
Like in the beginning.
It was, yeah.
Oh, and that's why he was talking about the homunculi because they're like they're small. And he was talking about small spaceships and how he just thought it was a weird thing that they're so tiny, and it was like one of the things that freaks him out the most. So you were like, we completely just skipped all that. But there was a spaceship situation. It was like this little. Metal thing at first, like a metal. I don't know what's compared to. It's just like a solid metal object, and then it like expanded and became like a big metal.
It looked like an Alexa.
Yeah, it did.
Like
it did.
Yeah.
You're right. Like something you just put at your door and you talk to type of thing. That's exactly what it looked like. Or even like one of those air freshener things that just shoots out air freshener smell every now and then. One of those. Anyway, he touched it in a way that it expanded. Very relatable. And it became a spaceship, a miniature spaceship. That's why the homunculi came up and everything like that. But then that leads me back to the ending of the last episode, where we find out all these people are butterflies. The dad, they end up shooting the dad in the head, right?
Yeah.
After the what was he, a senator?
Yeah.
Or something.
He was a senator.
Okay, so they end up shooting the senator that they were there at Hunt, who is a butterfly, and you get this thing eventually starts crawling out his face, and it's like a butterfly. I mean, that's the only thing it really looks like a deadly
Project Butterfly.
Yeah. So it was very much what Peacemaker said in the beginning, that it ended up being a butterfly, but. We didn't really get more explanation about the spaceship in this one, but they did have like a separate like cocoon or cave or whatever thing that was with that giant glass wall that they had at first. So, but overall, I mean, look, I think that DC has something here, right? Something that could very much like be great. I'm not trying to jump into like the ending too soon. I'm just saying like it was a good 3 set of episodes. You know, I mean, it was funny. You kind of lose track of what's really happening because it was funny, you know, and that's good. You're entertained, you know.
And also, it was a different character.
Yes.
Because we've had brooding Batman, we've had brooding Superman, we've had brooding Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
That are all essentially the same. Brooding Aquaman.
Yes. Right. Exactly.
That are all essentially the same character. So it was good to see something different.
Right.
And I mean, it's what we've been getting with Doom Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that people have been. After this, people want James Gunn to take over, be the Kevin Feige, and he said that he has no intention of doing it. Like he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah,
which I get, but come on, Gunn.
It seems though like there would be like this seems like it's gonna be a success. I know Rotten Tomatoes is already like raving about it too. You know, and it honestly it's a big door to open. It's a huge take on like something different that we haven't seen before. And again, even though this character is not the typical character or is like a kind of could have been a cliche character, you get deeper story with him. You know, you get more out of this character.
Yeah, we're going into an iceberg here.
Yeah. Into a what? Sorry,
iceberg.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. You know,
just want to see more JohnCena.
To be honest, that's part of it. And he wasn't just in underwear; there was ass as well. So there was it's funny every time I look at John Cena, he just looks really short to me.
He does look short,
right? Like because
he's 6 foot.
I was gonna say because he's very stocky. But could you imagine running into a man like that in real life? If he's if number one, if he is that stocky, like so like broad, right?
Yeah, 6'1".
Dude, if he's that broad and that fucking tall, is he gonna fit through my fucking door? We're gonna find a way, you know. You know, we found that we got the couches in here. We can get him in here, you know. So, but no, like I'm really impressed with John Cena. Like I'm really, you know how I felt about Suicide Squad after, and why the fuck were we getting Peacemaker? We did
from putting in a ginormous lead bed upstairs up a very narrow hallway.
Yes.
I can tell you the burrito method works.
the what?
The burrito method.
The burrito.
You just fold that shit in half. So
John Cena.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. No, but yeah, I just I just have to say that. Like I was really impressed with John Cena, really impressed with James Gunn, all the characters in this. All the characters. I wanna see what's next. Just like what's been going on with Doom Patrol. And I'm excited. I'm really excited, and I'm actually kind of disappointed in Injustice 2 Mobile because they didn't add Peacemaker. That's an opportunity to add a character that's really like random, and it would be great to add it to this. But yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with the show.
All right. So,
did you want to add anything about the Peacemaker?
No, I mean, I'm into it. I like the character in the movie. I've always liked John Cena.
Oh, cool.
Because I think John Cena just does comedy right.
Yeah.
Like I have watched movies because John Cena is in them.
Cool. I didn't know until this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Like I recently watched one. I don't even remember what it was called, but it was he was great. Like I find him funny.
Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm in.
Cool. Next episode, hopefully we learn more about these butterfly things.
Yes. All right, so now let's jump into some news. So we have some Zorro news. Did you ever watch Zorro?
Zorro? Did you just say Zorro?
Zorro.
Oh my god, no.
So I used to love Zorro.
That's cool.
Zorro was my shit. Like I used to watch it in black because I mean Zorro was Batman.
Yeah.
Basically, Zorro was Hispanic Batman.
Yeah, I think because I do know who Zorro is. Number one,
Yeah.
My family did watch it. Yes.
Yeah, and I used to watch the black and white series with Guy Gardner, I believe was his name.
Okay.
Yeah, and Disney Plus does not have it. They have the movie, but they don't have the series, and that really bugs me.
Oh, okay.
But I still watch the movie.
Is it like a Disney thing?
Yeah, it was on the Disney Channel. So they have the movie with all the characters and everything, but they just don't have the series that followed it.
Okay.
So I love Zorro. Like I said, he's Batman. Rich kid pretends to be one person and then dresses up like a vigilante and goes out to fight crime at the middle of the night, right?
Got it.
He's Batman and Robin Hood. So we have some Zorro news. The CW has announced that they will be bringing a new Zorro project with a female Zorro.
Okay.
At this point, it's lazy writing.
I mean, I don't care enough about Zorro, but I can see why you would be frustrated.
Yes, because again,
yeah,
give us a new female character.
Is she gonna be Latina on top of that?
I'm assuming so because it's taking place in California, like in that time of.
Okay, it's too much now.
It's the same. It's the same story except female. That's it. But the thing is, there's also I heard about this, but I didn't. Usually, my phone gives me notifications, so I could just click on the story.
Yeah.
This I heard about through another podcast.
Okay.
So I looked it up, and the first thing that popped up was already a series that aired, I think, like 10 years ago, called The Queen of Swords, which is female Zorro. So I'm just like, I don't need this. Like I think it was a Canadian series.
Oh, okay.
But I'm like, I don't need this. Like, why not give me a new female character? Why do you have to just go back and change? Like I've said, the gender bending, I'm not a fan of. Give me a new character. Like that's it. Just put some effort into it rather than just, we have Diego de la Vega. You know what? Let's make him female.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like there's just nothing else that changes the story. It's just female.
Yeah.
And
I get it. I get it. I think I think that it's just it is being a little like quite a bit overdone at this point, with that type of situation. And I think that part of the reason that they do it is because they feel like if they give it a name for something that already existed, or if they just add to something that already existed, that it helps kind of promote the show and stuff.
But the thing is, when you do that, all you do is alienate the people that already are fans of it.
I get you.
So you're automatically alienating half of your audience.
Yeah.
half of, like the half of your base.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing anything new. You're just doing the same thing,
just with a different,
but with
person,
a female
yeah.
protagonist.
Yeah.
Which is, you could make a female version and not call it Zorro.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing stopping you from doing something about a female sword fighter.
Yeah.
You know what? And it might be better. Mm-hmm. But once you brand it with Zorro, and once she's, plus calling a woman a Zorra isn't a great thing.
Yeah. That's a really good point. That's a really good point. It's, I mean, obviously they probably won't call her Zorro, Zorro, but still. But then again, it goes against the whole, trying to be as gendered either, right? Because I mean, you're going to give a female a male name essentially. Mm-hmm. It's becoming. I mean, it's getting overdone, and this is something that I'm going to talk about later, even with some of the stuff that we watched. So, but
yeah, I mean, just it's.
We need new stuff, is what I'm trying to say.
We really do. Yeah. I don't need a female Zorro. I need a new female character. Like I've said, if we would have just had Antonia Stark, it wouldn't have been as great. Mm-hmm. If we would have just had Petra Parker, it wouldn't have been as great. Mm. Like
it would not have been.
No, because we're missing out on characters. We missed out on Miles Morales. And I know there is a Petra Parker in another universe, and I know there's an Antonia Stark in another universe. Uh-huh. But again, like we would have missed out on Riri Williams.
Yeah,
we would have missed out on Miles Morales.
Right.
Now we have Luke Fox, who's taken over the Batman mantle, which I prefer than a Black Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Oh, like literally changing them over. I get what you're saying. I think the struggle is that it's just that though. Like it's trying to create representation with things that are so familiar. Like it's hard. You're right. It is what it is. I mean, if it's not a hit, it's not a hit. That's just it. So we'll see.
Yeah. The Last of Us TV show. So HBO hasn't confirmed a date for this, but it's looking likely that it's going to be out in 2022. Bella Ramsey, the girl that plays Ellie, she posted. She's the girl from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, the little girl, right?
Yeah, because I can see you. I could see the wheels spinning.
Well, wait, the girl who is going to play the dog. She
plays Ellie.
Okay. I didn't even play the game, remember? So, I'm like Ellie.
Oh yeah, you didn't meet Ellie.
You did not meet Ellie. No.
Yeah, that's right. He didn't get far enough to meet the girl on the cover.
I played the first chapter.
So Bella Ramsey shared an IMDb post, and it shows a release date of 2022. Plus, also Kantemir Balagov, one of the directors, posted on his IG bio, The Last of Us 2022.
Oh, okay.
So post production is looking to last up until June. So it's looking likely that we'll get in the second half of 2022.
Cool.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm like, what are we talking about again?
Jesus Christ, man.
Last of Us. Yeah.
Also, we're getting we might be getting a show called Justice You. John Diggle from Arrow is set to star in this Teen Titans meets 21 Jump Street CW show.
So they're taking John Diggle and creating like a group spin-off around him. Yeah. Okay. Spin-off around him. I like John Diggle. He was one of my favorite characters in Arrow. I think Arrow was not fun in general. John Diggle was a pretty cool character in my opinion.
Yeah, the show sees John Diggle recruiting and educating 5 young metahumans to become heroes while they live at a university. The series has yet to be greenlit, but David Ramsey is... that's John Diggle, Jaime.
Yeah.
He's already slated to direct the pilot.
Cool.
So if it gets greenlit, then...
Yeah.
New image of Batgirl shows a magazine with a cover saying the shadowy truth behind the Court of Owls. So we might be getting the Court of Owls.
So the Batgirl...
live action.
Oh, but like in the movie?
Yeah.
Because that was the one that we were talking
HBO
about.
Movie.
Oh, okay.
They also released an image of Leslie Grace in the Batgirl costume.
Okay.
I've seen better cosplays,
Okay.
but it's not terrible.
It looks very cartoony. Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible. It's not terrible.
But I've seen better cosplays of it.
I get what you're saying. I guess just because I'm all about these cheesy costumes is like why I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's not great. It could be better. It's a cool picture to me. Like I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, cool.
But it looks like cosplay.
Yeah.
And not great cosplay.
Since we're kind of on the Bat talk a little bit, Batgirl. I saw the trailer again for Batman, the one that's coming out.
Oh, okay.
And it's not doing it for me. And I know you guys are excited about it. I'm gonna watch it. I feel like and this is just yeah. And not only that, but like I feel like what's his name, Riddler. It's not really like Riddler. He's more of like almost like a what do you call it? A Bane and a Scarecrow put together. It's what it looks like to me because it's like he has like a mask and even maybe kind of hush, like Isk.
Yeah.
Like it kind of looks like him, but and we know like Riddler does become Hush, right? In like the movies.
In the movie, he does.
Yeah.
In the comic book, it's Thomas Elliot. I'm pretty sure.
Thomas Elliot is
Bruce Wayne's childhood friend.
Oh, okay. Well, you know that. Anyway, so that's just the vibe that I'm getting from that character is not like Riddler vibe. It's more of like it reminds me of like Bane from the Christian Bale series. And then from Scarecrow from the Christian Bale series, just like combined into one character.
It's definitely a different take. It's not what Jim Carrey did because Jim Carrey just did Joker.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be that, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be over the top. Over the top. Like it doesn't have to be like. But I feel like, for example, Gotham did a Riddler that to me was like pretty good. Mm-hmm. That could have been like. I don't know. I'm just thinking like it's just that vibe that I'm getting is like a character that already existed.
Yeah.
And not like you're not really taking on something. You're calling him the Riddler, but he's really like he looks like Bane and he has the mask of Scarecrow.
Yeah.
And he puts a question mark in a latte for somebody. I mean, that's just what I'm getting. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm just like I'm not feeling it. I'm hoping my opinion changes after I watch, but I guess we'll see.
All right. I'm still in.
Yeah. You will.
Fantastic Four has began casting.
Ooh.
John Cena wants to play the Thing.
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I can't picture him as a Thing, but
we should get The Rock to play the Thing.
No.
Get it?
I will leave the info. You're so dumb. It took me a second, but I got it. Okay.
Fan casting has always been John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
He's expressed interest in joining the MCU, but his wife doesn't seem interested in playing Sue.
That would be a good character for them to play. Well, like good roles for them to play together.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I can see her not doing it too. Could be anybody.
Of course.
Who would be the new Johnny Storm?
I don't know. Who do you think would work?
Oh, no idea. No idea. All I think about is Chris Evans because there was a Fantastic Four, but I think Chris Evans was the one that stood out the most as Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing.
I like Zac Efron.
Okay.
I'd
accept it
because I could imagine Zac Efron from what he played in Baywatch. Don't ask me why I watch Baywatch.
I didn't see that.
You're not missing anything, but just that cocky.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's a good Johnny Storm.
Yeah, but I don't know who I'd cast as that Thing.
Yeah, there's nobody I can think of. Not The Rock, please.
Plus, that'll mostly be a voice, so we'll see an actor in the beginning, and then we'll just have CGI, kind of like Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Or you just forget Vin Diesel's in it. So I just reminded a lot of people that Vin Diesel's in the MCU, and I apologize for that.
Leave Groot out of this.
But John Watts is going to be directing the Fantastic Four. John Watts is the director of Spider-Man.
Which Spider-Man?
All three of them.
Oh, cool.
Well, the home series.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I love what he did with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to what he's gonna do with the Fantastic Four.
for sure.
Letitia Wright back on set. So filming has resumed for Black Panther after Wright's injury and concussion last summer.
She got a concussion too?
Yeah, she had a concussion.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
So, yeah. Maybe we shouldn't be so hard on her.
Fuck her. Oh, maybe that's why she's going through all these like traumas in her life or what?
Everything seems to be on schedule, so yay.
Yay. I mean, at this point.
Marvel Zombies, the video game, is coming. Well, it's gonna hit Kickstart on January 18th. It's a game by Zombicide. Zombicide franchise is a cooperative affair where you and your friends need to tackle a multitude of missions to ensure their survival. It seems though that in this game you'll be able to play as the zombies, unlocking new zombie abilities. So interesting. We'll see. We'll see what comes out.
I think about the comic books, and they're very focused around the teams trying to stop the zombies. You know, it's not so much about the zombies because zombies. It does show them traveling. Oh,
so I would imagine it'll be the zombies versus a team of survivors. That's what I imagine, at least.
Interesting.
So,
yeah.
Possible No Way Home spoilers. Sony has gone back and made changes to Spider-Man No Way Home. Changes are minuscule, mostly changes to visual effects and camera angles. They're really pointless. It seems like Garfield's and Toby's entrances are slightly different now, as well as the scene with Willem Dafoe talking to his helmet. Or like that scene is just like a different camera angle, and just the visual effects are different in the scenes with Toby and.
And they added this.
Garfield.
They added this to the movie in theaters now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they went back and changed it because people are claiming like, hey, I've seen this movie like 3 times and this is different now.
Are they just trying to get us back in the movie theater
to
watch it again? Because now I want to go too.
It's working.
They're just trying to make more money. That's funny.
But that was all I got in the news.
No news for me this week, I don't think.
Damn it, Ivan.
There's nothing new. Nothing new has happened that I can think of. Pokemon Legends Arceus is coming out soon, the 28th of January. So I'm going to play that.
All right.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Book of Boba Fett Chapter 3. I didn't write down the title.
The Streets of MosEspa.
The Streets of Mos-Espa. You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. What the fuck?
All right, so I'll let you start.
Yeah.
Give it to me, Jaime.
I saw it this morning, actually.
All right, so it's fresh in your mind.
Yes. And I mean, it was okay. It was like an okay episode. I'm just trying to think like what really has been standing out to me about this episode specifically. The thing that stood out first was the what are they called? The Sand people? What are they called?
The Raiders, the Tusken Raiders.
Tuskens, yeah. So the Tuskens, they get annihilated, unfortunately, right?
Yeah.
That's sad.
I mean, we had an idea that this was going to happen because they're not in the newer episodes. Remember my issue with flashbacks?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Well, but I thought that they would like just live in their like in their sand.
That they rode off into the sunset.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yes. Yeah. So they were basically taken out by like the bikers that they stole the bikes from.
Yeah.
Who were like some gang or something like that were hired. So I think that's the main thing that stood out. Like it was a sad emotional tie to like the Boba Fett and the Tuskens. You know, like yeah, it was depressing a little bit. You know,
I just find it funny because the last thing I have written here in my notes is nothing is happening in the show, right?
Yeah, nothing happened, and in the recent time, nothing's happened. But then it's like, well, what's happening with the Tuskens was basically just like, oh, let's just kill them. You know, like, so it basically caused nothing to happen.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah, this episode, I mean, it did a thing, right? I like the whole thing that happened with the Wookiee. You know, there was the assassin Wookiee. Oh, well, let me go back because I moved a little forward. They introduced this group of like teenagers.
Yeah.
and
The little Power Rangers.
And
The teenagers with attitude.
and like cyborg arms, cyborg, like a metallic eyes. And
Rocket's gonna love that.
I didn't like them. I didn't think they were
him.
necessary. I thought it was cheesy, like when it got to that point. So I don't know where they're going now with it, because it was like it's like he basically got them in place of the Sand People, like who, again, the Sand People were cool to me, like they were an interesting tribe. They weren't trying too hard, where I feel like with this, it was like trying to appeal to an audience that's like, I don't know, a baby audience or something, because they were like, it was like the cliche, like angry girl, with a red hair and a fake arm, Then you had the cyborg character, basically,
Now he has a gang of young punks.
Yeah. Yeah, they were all like teenagers and like they stole somebody's water and all this stuff, and it just really didn't do it for me. It really didn't do it for me. I thought it was cheesy.
Okay, yeah, I got here again. I was bored at the beginning.
Yeah. What was the part about the beginning that was boring? Just where they were trying to tell
his story. Talking to the guy from Office Space.
Yeah. Oh, about the water situation.
Yeah. And all I could think is that's my stapler.
Oh no.
Have you seen Office Space?
I have. Yeah, back like a long time ago though. So.
You remember that's my stapler?
I remember the character you're talking about. He has like the big bottle glasses.
Yeah.
I remember.
So all I could think is like that's my water.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. So talking about it, how he had kids steal water from him.
Yeah.
And then he was watching him go confront these kids, and he just comes out of nowhere like, but they stole my water.
Yeah.
And, like, he just pays for the water, and then he's like, but cut your prices. I really don't like how his character is just 100% good.
Yeah.
Like, that's really bugging me.
There's no border in between. Yeah, I mean, there's no gray area, excuse me.
Yeah. Because there's no character.
Yeah.
Like, all he is just a... Like, there's no character.
He's just like a dad, of the family.
I mean, from what I remember in the trilogy, and I haven't seen it in a while, but I just remember him being an emotionless bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, that's what made Boba Fett cool. Like he just showed up and like he was just a badass.
Yeah.
But now he's just a dude with a conscience, and it's kind of like it doesn't feel like his character is going anywhere. He feels very bland, very vanilla.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, because you're right. Like, it's like everything. He's like really like selfless towards everybody, right? Or he's very like much just trying to help everybody. Like the teens, the water guy. And later on, as we move on, like he gets attacked by the Wookiee, right? Like whose name is Chrysanthemum.
Black Chrysanthemum.
No, don't be racist.
It does say Black Chrysanthemum because I looked him up.
Really?
Google
that's
says
his
Black
name?
Chrysanthemum.
I feel like that's a lie because all I saw was Chrysanthemum.
Because I looked. I looked him up as Wookiee.
Black Wookiee.
No, I actually didn't look him up as Black Wookiee. I looked him up as Wookiee from Boba Fett.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the teens were introduced basically to protect him at this point. So, yes, it is Black Chrysanthemum races,
Cancel Disney.
Disney. So they basically, that's why they were introduced, to protect him, because he was in his recovery chamber thing that he was in, and he then gets attacked by the Black Wookiee.
Yeah, because I actually have here like flashback is what reeled me in again. After I was so bored with the beginning, like the flashback kind of got me in again.
Yeah.
And then we literally get pulled out of the flashback by Black Chrysanthemum.
Wait, so the flashback was like him like looking at a spaceship take off? Is that what you're talking about? Or was it a different flashback? Oh, okay. Was it the flashback of the people dying, the Tusken people dying?
No, because it was something before that.
So there was two flashbacks that I can recall. One when he was a child, or remembering memories of a child, and he was just like they were like in, which freaks me out.
I think the point was I was more interested in what was going on in the past.
Oh, okay.
So when it flashed back, I was like, okay, I'm into this again. Like I want to see what's going on there.
Yeah.
And then we like just literally get pulled out of there by Black Chrysanthemum.
Yeah, and he attacks Boba Fett while he's recovering or doing whatever he does.
Yeah, and nothing happens.
Yeah. The orcs get involved. The teenagers get involved. Fennec ends up getting involved. You know, everybody was fighting.
Yeah.
Chrysanthemum, which is cool.
Black
like
Chrysanthemum.
I like Chrysanthemum.
Black Chrysanthemum.
I thought he was cool, like the way he was taking him out. He does end up getting just trapped in that hole that everybody gets trapped in. And we get the twins again, who basically just kind of like, hey, you know, here's a gift for you. It's a giant
Wookiee. The Rancor?
The what? The Rancor, yeah, exactly. The Rancor. And then they tell him, hey, you can keep Chrysanthemum. No. You can keep Chrysanthemum. You can keep Chrysanthemum.
Black Chrysanthemum.
And he basically just said, like, he lets him go. You know, he lets Chrysanthemum go after he tried to kill him. And I get it. I understand the character that they're trying to make. You know, he's that good character, right? But like, and then the Wookiee leaves. So it was just that, you know?
And nothing happened.
Yeah.
This is an episode of The Sopranos. Nothing happens.
Yeah. And see, but this is where I'm starting to feel like, dang, then, like, where are we going to go with this? Because it turns out the mayor is, again, the one causing the issues.
They just, the twins just throw the mayor under the bus.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, the mayor told us that it was this.
Yeah.
And then, like, he tries to make an appointment with the mayor.
Yeah.
And then when he's like, oh, there are no appointments open. Okay, we'll go in.
I'll just go there. Yeah.
And then, you know, the dude just locked the door. And it's like, duh, of course he's going to lock the door. What the hell?
Why would you just let him go on top of that, right? And you know what's kind of reminding me of Game of Thrones a little bit? You know, like where Daenerys was. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah, and I hated Daenerys' story.
Okay, so
every time it flashed at her, I would get so bored.
So Daenerys was going around to different parts of the countries. Yeah, so she became the leader of this, the leader of that. Anyway, a bunch of people started following her, right? And so she had armies. That's just kind of what it feels like, except like on a low level with Boba Fett so far, because he got the orcs to join him. I'm pretty sure Chrysanthemum is going to join him at one point. You know, spoilers. Fennec is obviously on his side already, unless she betrays him. Well,
that's how they started. They started with one Fennec.
Yeah.
2 orcs, 4 kids.
Yeah, but then
this is the worst 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah, but he had also a whole tribe. Stop it.
No, they already took out the tribe, so that's
so that's not gonna happen. But
we have Machete now.
He shows up with Rancor, and Danny Trejo in this, which is cool. Danny Trejo, you know, Machete. Who is a Rancor tamer. Is the only way I could describe him. He talks about the Rancor and how he makes an imprint on people, and I guess he hadn't seen anybody yet because it was like a calf. Yeah, calf, because then that was the whole point of like Boba Fett getting involved with this Rancor that the twins gave him. It was basically, I don't know why the fuck I'm pointing at the twins back there. Are they in my closet or what?
Something you want to tell us?
Yes, the twins are there. Anyway, so this Rancor imprints on his, and I think there's a lot of, I like that they're showing us more about like different types of creatures, you know, because they also have like that creature that he rode on, like the camel looking thing. I mean, or the really furry looking thing with the giant horns. Yeah. So they're showing more of like those type of creatures and the Rancor, and they told us a little bit more about the Rancor. We got this, we got Chrysanthemum, who's another creature. We get this orcs that we have too. So there's been a lot of like intro to creatures, but you're right. He's just generally like a nice guy, because even with the Rancor, he goes and he imprints on him, and he's like rubbing his ear or his head, whatever, to like, oh, good boy and all this stuff. It's like, where is it going? You're right. Where is this going? Because
he's gonna have a dragon.
I'm telling you, 3 dragons. I'm telling you, it's basically that. He's just like building an army. Is he going to go up against some air? Is that what it's going to be in the end?
Yeah, well, so this was something that I brought up, bored me about The Mandalorian. Okay. Where I felt like it played too much like fetch quest. This, I feel, plays too much like just video game side quest. Where it's not going anywhere. Like nothing is happening.
Yeah.
I'm bored. Yeah. I'm honestly bored. Yeah. And people are just saying, you know, the show keeps getting better, and okay, cool, but nothing's happening, and I just
I don't think it's bad. I'm not bored yet myself, but let me tell you something that they did lose me on. That cheesy chase, that car chase that they did, or that vehicle chase. it was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Number one, these colorful ass fucking bikes with these colorful ass teens on them, like you said, Power Rangers, basically, and they're chasing the mayor's assistant or whatever he is through the town. By the way, it like Adolfo pointed out, it doesn't even look like it's a fast moving situation at all. It's like they're like on like, I don't know, scooters. They literally look like even mopeds, those things.
They do look like mopeds.
And it doesn't even fit the environment that they're in. Like, they're so, like, it's a yellow, red, blue, and green color.
It did feel like Back to the Future.
Like cheesy.
But Back to the Future did it better. I feel like.
Because
it even ended with him, like, hitting something and then just having his car filled with, I think, apples in this case.
Yeah.
It's like manure in Back to the Future.
Okay, yeah. So maybe it was a reference to that, but it was like it was so cheesy.
Well.
Yeah,
I agree.
It was cheesy. And then on top of that, those teens are not impressing me. I'm sorry. Like, I don't need these like cheesy ass Power Rangers, in this type of environment. Like it's like, dude, you had the Tuscans who were so fucking cool, just being, Tuscans, and they're sand people, you kill them off, right? And then we get these 4 Power Rangers. Like, come on, dude. It got really cheesy. And again, I didn't feel like they fit the environment. Like, everybody else is wearing like dark colors. They're kind of, and which is something I can bring up about it, by the way. So dark colors is a thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, since we talked about it, they in like desert environments, they wear dark colors basically to absorb the heat into the fabric as opposed to like transferring it to their skin. But it's not just about the color of the fabric, it's about layering. So the top layer basically is the one that absorbs the heat.
Okay.
And so that's what happens. So they use dark colors to absorb the heat, and then they have more layers to keep them protected away from just it like sinking through.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is a real thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But it did but it just, again, back to that scene, it was just too cheesy. I didn't like it. They lost me with that one, to be honest. They lost me for that scene. I didn't like that scene. Yeah.
Yeah. I've mentioned how I've been bored here and there with this show.
Yeah.
The last episode I really enjoyed. It felt like I mentioned, it felt a lot like a Western. That train heist was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
It was so amazing.
Yeah.
Here it just felt like a lot more nothing happening.
Yeah.
We didn't really get. Well, I was gonna say we didn't get introduced to new characters, but yeah, we got the Power Rangers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't care for them. I didn't, and it was so obvious what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, he's gonna offer him a job, and sure enough, how would you like a job?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, stop trying to make him sound tough.
Yeah.
When he's just being the nicest guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're saying for
Like,
sure.
I feel like there are no layers to him. Like
Yeah.
they just found a character and they made him as good as possible without putting any layers to him.
Yeah.
Because even Captain America, who was supposed to be like the best of humanity, I guess, was still human. He still had, and I guess Boba Fett's not human. Like he's a clone.
Mm-hmm.
But Captain America still had layers. You know, like even though. Like he still had he was still conflicted with himself and wanting to do the right thing as opposed to what he's being ordered.
Mm-hmm.
Here it's just him like, all right, well this is the right thing, so I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, where's the show going from here? I don't know, but I'm just gonna do the right thing again.
Yeah, and they kind of also then just threw out the Boba Fett. I mean, the not the Boba Fett, the Hutts. They threw out the twins. Left. Yeah, like it was like, okay.
I'm assuming they'll be back.
I mean,
but
maybe, but it seems like the main, I guess, villain is the mayor, right? Like it seems like he's the bad guy, right? But the Hutts were like, that was a real threat. It seemed like, like they came there to reclaim their territory, and then they were in this episode.
Like a gang war would have been fun.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. Okay, build your army, against the Hutts, because they're from a whole different planet. They're already trying to assassinate you with Chrysanthemum, and
Black Chrysanthemum.
and it's like they didn't invest in that. They were just like, you know what? The mayor said it's his, so good luck. Like it's yours, and then so we lost these 2 other interesting characters that the twins, the Hutts, and they're just gone.
They're in Jaime's closet.
But no, yeah, it lost me a little bit on this episode. That driving scene was terrible. It didn't do it for me. The mayor wasn't even in that fucking car, so I didn't get why they were chasing that car in general.
Because they really wanted that guy to set up his appointment.
That's all he was gonna do. That's all he was gonna do. But I mean, I don't know where it's gonna go now. You know, like I guess we'll wait and see at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, again, my last note. Nothing is happening in the show, right? It's not just me.
No, nothing.
Because
happened.
I put my phone down.
Nothing
and I watched.
Yeah. Nothing happened. The first episode's stuff happened.
The first episode, I was like, okay.
It did. No,
I'm a little bored, but I get it.
Well, we can even say the first two episodes. Like, even like the Tuscan storyline. The Tuscan storyline was a really good storyline. And they killed off the Tuscans in this episode, you know? And it was like instant. Like, you didn't even really see them again. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say like
that. You didn't even see them die in battle.
Yeah, and so like I wasn't even sure at first. I'm like, is that the Tuscans? Like, is that the Tuscan tribe like that they killed off, or who is it? And again, all Tuscans look alike because I'm racist. But no, but they're not distinguished, right? Like you can't be like, oh yeah, that's the same Tuscan.
Well, one
that
of
was
them I'm pretty
him.
sure was Stick Chick.
Did you see her? Wow.
Because you just see kind of like that thing that looked like her hair, kind of splayed. Like it's just like over her.
Oh.
So I was like, I think that's Stick Chick.
Okay. I mean, sure.
But yeah.
To me, she could have just ran off.
Yeah,
you know,
I could be wrong.
No, I mean, like
she's not in the future one
because the most identifiable thing, right, was their clothing
and their staff
and their staffs, right? Like, okay, so then why didn't they like? I don't know, not to be like crazy or anything like, but you know how like when they like at one point they have the helmets of the clones. They're like through stakes. Mm-hmm. I mean, they could have done something like that with the Tuscans, and then it maybe, oh, hey, this is a flashback, and this is why I had this flashback about the Tuscans was because they're over here. Which, what, by the way, why were they doing that with the helmets of the clones? Just because they're bad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So I mean, you don't know. Let's see what happens next episode.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I felt.
Sorry.
All right, so moving on.
Scream.
Yeah,
like that fucking child was doing in the whole fucking movie.
They misunderstood the name of the movie.
Yeah, they thought bring your children to Scream. Stupid. I was so mad about that. But it was surprisingly empty, by the way.
Really?
The movie theater, yeah, at 11:20 this morning. So that was good.
Yeah.
I also been playing the trick on the system so that nobody sits around me.
What do you
I don't want to elaborate.
Oh, dude. Okay.
It works. It's been working. I did it last night. I did it this morning. We're talking about the trick. Oh, I guess that still sounds pretty gay.
All right. Yeah. So, do you want to start with this?
So yeah, sure. Why not?
Right.
I got a little distracted because I was looking at Pokemon stuff by accident. But this was very much, I mean, just what I expected it to be, I guess, you know. Mm-hmm. I was entertained, I could say. I don't think it was bad. I'm not gonna say it was like the best like slasher movie I've ever seen. But it was entertaining. I laughed a lot. Was I supposed to?
I mean, some of the parts were meant to be funny.
Okay.
So the thing about Scream is that it's always been kind of like
obscure a little bit,
kind of like almost parody like to other slasher films.
Yeah.
So it's very meta.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the meta humor in this movie. Yeah. Like I feel like Scream does it right.
Yeah.
I think I would have enjoyed this movie had I seen the other three, because I think I've only seen the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, damn.
There's that many. I'm pretty sure there's that many Scream movies.
Well, they did also mention a lot in the movie how like there was 8 stab.
Yeah.
And
I could be wrong. Like there could be like 7 or 8.
I hope not. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I mean, and so how like part 8 kind of threw off the whole like who is this type of character? I mean, yeah, like what did we become? Like what did it become? No,
there's 4.
4 total?
Oh, well, 5 with this
one. Yeah, but it did feel like I mean, I can't say I was mad at it, right? I do feel like in the first scene they dove right into it, right? Like
it was just like they do in all the Scream movies. Right?
Yeah, but it was to me it was almost exactly like part 1, you know.
I mean, it's what it's meant to be.
Cool.
Like, it's so they were calling it a requel, and that was
Yeah.
bugging me because I'm like, it's just called a soft reboot, bro. Like, it's not. people are up in arms. No, they're not.
Yeah.
It's a soft reboot. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
I enjoyed. I like the characters too.
Yeah.
Even like they were all what they were supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were all cheesy and kind of oblivious without being oblivious. So they all had an idea like, oh, these are the rules to this is how you do it. This is how you survive a scary movie.
Yeah.
Like that type of thing.
Yeah.
And I thought it was clever.
Yeah.
Megan kind of fucked it up for me.
Uh-oh.
Not Scream, but the actor, fuck, I can't remember his name. Meg Ryan's kid. He's from The Boys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The in the movie his name was I didn't write down his name. Sam is the girl.
Richie. Jack Quaid. Because he's Dennis Quaid's and Meg Ryan's kid.
Oh, okay.
And Megan brought up when we would watch The Boys, she was like, "Oh, he looks just like male Meg Ryan."
So that's all you saw the whole time?
All I could see was male Meg Ryan the whole movie. And I mean, obviously, the great thing is who the killer is the whole movie, right? Because they're very obvious about it. And it's always the exact same thing. And Dewey even tells you who the killer is in the beginning.
Yeah. He does. He literally says it.
Yeah, it's the second one was a little more.
To be honest, I knew her before I knew him.
Really?
To be honest, and I know that they literally said it, right? But I was like, it wouldn't be that obvious. Would they just throw him under the bus? What was her name?
Amber.
Amber too?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay. Anyway, I just there was something about I even remember like leaning over. I'm like, oh, I have a spoiler already. I'm like, can I tell you in the movie theater? I'm like, it's one of the girls, and I didn't know her fucking name. They're all look alike. No, I'm just no, but she also does that actress also does play like usually plays like a villain in like as a character, so you kind of already get I guess
I've never seen her in anything else.
Well, he mentioned there was a Manson movie that came out, I think it was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Is that the
that's
movie?
right.
She was one of the girls from that too.
Not a fan.
That movie?
Yeah,
I actually liked it. And I'm pretty surprised
there was like 45 minutes of driving in that movie. I didn't need that. Like they could have cut out 45 minutes of that movie and it would have been better. Like at some point, like they literally just filmed DiCaprio's commute through LA, and I was so bad because he went through like 6 different songs in that one commute. Like, that's another story.
That's a whole other story.
So many feet. Jesus Christ! Somebody put some socks on their characters.
The Manson girls, right? We're like
with all of them.
Oh, okay.
Even like Margot Robbie's character, she walks into the movie theater with some long ass boots, and the first thing she does is take her shoes off.
Oh my god!
And I'm just like, that's not.
He's known for his feet shots.
But he really overdid it.
Well, and yeah,
like he really overdid it.
Yeah, I did like the twist, and we're on a whole nother movie now. But I did like the twist at least of like a real life scenario, making it into like a more like at least it was a good story, as
like
opposed to a tragic story.
Rewriting of history.
Yeah,
he did the same thing with Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah,
again, not a fan.
You didn't like that movie?
Yeah,
I surprisingly liked that movie.
Yeah, I mean it was fine.
Yeah. So, and back to this, I think it was kind of like obvious that she was gonna be the killer. I mean, she just stood out. I'm trying to find her name. Oh, her acting name. Excuse me, her
stage name?
Her real name is Mikey Madison. Amber Freeman in the movie is what it was. Yeah. It was yeah. I mean, I honestly like. I just wanted to feel maybe something new, even though it was a remake. To me, okay, this is kind of where I'm going back to, and I can understand how some people that are fans of this would maybe love it. I didn't like. It kind of reminded me of Resurrections in the sense of like, oh, why do we need like Courtney Cox and Neve Campbell and David Arquette
Courtney
to come
Cox.
on?
I don't know what's going on with her, but she just looks odd.
It's plastic surgery.
Well, yeah, but
that's what's going on.
She doesn't look ugly.
No,
but she just doesn't look like she's aged right.
She's at the border of maybe too much plastic surgery, and as opposed to just aging, right? She's at the border of too much plastic surgery and aging. She's at that level.
Like she looks like she's about to become Jack Nicholson from Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Yeah, because it even looks like her mouth doesn't move, and like we're not trying to be disrespectful at all, but
well, again,
I know
don't
what you're
think
saying.
she looks bad. I just think she's headed that way.
Because of the plastic surgery.
Yeah, and
it's holding on to something that you don't need to hold on to anymore, and I think that if you don't do plastic surgery, you can still look good, just figure out a different way. But you can see the plastic surgery. Moisturize, anything. Because you can see that like even her top lip doesn't really move that much anymore. I'm so fucked up.
Odd.
It did.
Because like I said, it still doesn't look bad, but it looks like it's just like, there's something weird.
Yeah.
But I'd still take you down,
Yeah.
I just like how you're like, yeah.
Because I missed it for a second. And when you said that, I was thinking about David Arquette. I take that down.
I get it.
He was pretty attractive in this movie too.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at that beard on him. Hey, girl.
Yeah, he's a wrestler.
Is he a wrestler?
Yeah.
Like
a real life wrestler. Like in like the smaller circuits.
Oh.
But he is a wrestler.
Okay. Random.
Yeah.
Okay. He has his own fight club. Yeah.
I really enjoyed the twins.
Yeah. Yeah.
The kid, the male twin.
Yeah.
I thought he was
Chad and Mindy were their names.
Yeah, I thought he was John Huerta's kid, but he's Cuba Gooding's kid.
Mason Gooding.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah. I really thought they were related. Because they played off of it really well. I thought they were super cute together. I did feel that the whole lesbian scene with Jasmine with the girl with Mindy, like it was like okay. It was like you just had to.
I was
throw
good with that.
I'm sure you were good, but she's a beautiful woman, by the way.
She was gorgeous.
Like just beautiful. Like I like her stance. I like her personality in this movie. She seems great, and she was like that character that was like she knew who was the killer and everything like that, or she would.
Yeah, she knew everything about how to survive a scary movie.
Yeah, exactly. So she was that character. Her brother, the jock, with the girlfriend, and but they just a lot of what they were. And okay, so maybe because it is a parody or of it, it's like you're saying don't go in there, but then you fucking go in there, or don't go outside. Yeah. Trying to find your girlfriend, and then of course you follow her into a dark fucking alley where she's not even at.
Yeah.
Like it was like what the fuck? Like don't do it, but they do it anyway.
Yeah.
Just
like when he asked, "Where's the beer?" Downstairs.
Yeah.
Do you want to go with me? No.
Yeah.
But smart thing to ask.
Yeah. So it was. Yeah, she was doing it. He wasn't. Obviously, he wasn't on board with it. Keeping up with those ideas.
Yeah,
there was a really hot cop in this. It was. I
know what you're talking about.
I think his name is Deputy Vincent.
Sure,
is that his name? I don't really know if that was him or not, but I think it's him, right? The one I'm talking about.
Yes,
he was hot.
Wow.
I was like, hey, bring that cop back. Like, what the fuck? Like, Dewey's gone. Just put him in a movie. Oh yeah, that's him. Oh my god, he was gorgeous.
Damn, down boy.
Hella tall, very broad. Jesus.
You okay?
A little bit.
Do we need to pause?
What else did you like about this movie? How did you feel about the actual murders, the way they were happening in this movie?
I didn't think there was enough of it.
Oh, okay. Like you wanted it to be more gore?
No, not more gore, because I do have it wasn't gruesome for the sake of being gruesome.
Okay.
So I did like that, but a lot of characters survived.
Yeah,
because the twins both got stabbed and
they both lived.
And they both lived, but like the male got it the worst too.
Yeah,
like he gets straddled and same with Tara. Jenna Ortega's character.
Yeah, in the beginning,
dude was. Yeah.
He was stabbing the shit out of her. Like she should be dead, Like there was no reason why she should have remained alive, and so like it was brutal, It was brutal, and I think that's where like I was just kind of like, oh, like crazy. This is a slasher film,
Yeah,
like,
of course.
And I think this is where I think in my head like this is too real for me, even though it's a movie. It's like damn.
There are actually there are 2 kids that emulated the murders from the Scream movie.
Holy crap! See.
Yeah.
And you don't need to give people ideas nowadays, especially not right now.
Yeah.
You know, but no, yeah, that was a pretty brutal scene, you know, too. And again, well, like if you think about the Drew Barrymore scene back in the day, right? As well, Drew Barrymore, yeah. Like her scene was brutal, but I feel like it wasn't as brutal as this one was, you know, because he was like stabbing, or they were stabbing. It was crazy.
I'm assuming this was him because he had the video of Amber.
Oh, okay.
So I'm assuming it was him doing it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, and then there was characters that to me felt like they just killed them off just to kill them off, like the sheriff mom, and then her son. Like at first it was kind of making sense because they're like, oh well, they're killing off the kids that are related to like other people around that time.
But at the same time, like they need to kill legacy characters. And
so was the sheriff's mom? The sheriff was.
She was in one of them.
Oh, okay.
Because that's why he says, "Oh, I'm worried because my mom went through one of these."
Oh, okay.
And Mindy responds with, "You don't have to worry. Nobody cares about the shitty sequels."
Oh, she did say that. That's right.
Yeah.
So that's why the sheriff ends up getting deputy. But she was a sheriff, right?
She was a sheriff. I think she was a sheriff at that point. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So So they were, and then in that scene specifically, the one with Wes, which is the blonde kid, right?
Yeah, and I'm guessing named after Wes Anderson. Oh, Wes Craven. Sorry.
I was gonna say Wes Craven, right?
Yeah, Wes Craven.
Okay.
Wes Anderson's another guy.
So Wes was in his scene. I feel like the jump scare intention was being overdone. Like,
oh yeah,
like every time they open a refrigerator.
Yeah, the build up on that, and I think that was the point. It was trying to get you that anticipation because I feel like they did a good job building that.
Yeah, you think so? I feel like it was over. I just felt like it was overdone.
Because by the time it actually happens, you're like, oh shit! Like, well, I didn't see that coming at this point because it was. The text message that says, "Have you seen the movie Psycho?" Well, while he's in the shower.
Yeah. Oh, because you're expecting it then.
So the one thing was, how long does it take the cops to get there?
Yeah.
Because she's
a sheriff,
and she phones them while she's on the way.
Yeah.
She's just and through the cop radio too.
Right.
She's like, "Hey, everybody converge on my house."
Right.
And she still has the time to drive there, get there, be killed. And he just goes at her too.
Yeah, stabbing
and then there's a time for Wes's character to walk around the house,
get dressed, get food ready,
also,
things like that.
The way it was shot too was also an uncut shot for a large part of it.
Yeah.
So that's what helps build the suspense.
Yeah.
Because you're just waiting for it and waiting for it and waiting for it.
Yeah.
And then he gets to the door and you're expecting him to open it and see his mom, and instead he just closes it, and that's when he's attacked. And
I get that part, right? I just felt like the shots that they were doing was always like a shot of like a door open and then something closed, and then a door open and then something closed.
Because it's a cliche.
And it was to me, it was like just like okay, like it was too much, you know. I mean, we already know he's gonna die. We already knew I knew he was gonna die. You know, like it's not like he was gonna live through it. You know, like.
Yeah, but the point of this is
to
build that suspense.
But I don't know if it was building suspense as much as it was like, to me, just making fun of the situation.
No, that too.
And it was fine. And that's why it was like, oh, come on, like just do it already, you know, type of thing. At a certain point, it was just like, all right, fuck it, just kill him. And then I also like, I always felt like they were gonna fight, like they're gonna fight, and then they just like don't. They just die. They just die.
That is one thing that bugged me. So when Dewey dies.
Yeah.
Spoilers?
I mean, this whole thing is a spoiler. Yeah.
But when Dewey dies,
yeah.
And I agree with what Mindy says when she goes, "Oh, they have to kill a legacy character for us to care."
Yeah.
You know, so I understand why Dewey had to die, because I much rather would have had Gale die. But
yeah.
I guess it was just too much plastic in there.
Oh my god. You're terrible. Anyway.
So
yeah.
The way that he is overpowered by Amber, you know, she is what, 5'4"?
Yeah,
90 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah,
she is not a big girl, but she overpowers everyone.
And it's like she's like some superhuman creature at that point.
Yeah.
By the way, she plays a really good psychopath. Great. Like you would totally believe that she's the killer. And that's again, maybe that's why I knew she was like, all right, I'm like, I know that bitch is the killer. Like, I know for a fact. Look at her. She looks like a fucking killer, right? And so I knew it. And that's when I jumped and I told Little Fool, I was like, it's one of the girls. I didn't know her name. That's why I didn't name her specifically. But I'm like, I knew it was her the whole time. But it was just like, dude, like, you're right. Like that scene
She's
with
110 pounds and just.
and that scene with Dewey, it was like, it's like, okay, Dewey shoots. Okay, we got one of them out of the way, right?
Yep.
But then, bitch, then you go back and you know this shit's gonna happen already too.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, okay, so why didn't you shoot her in the head before you left? You know, like it was just. I mean, I get it. I guess that's what the movie was intending to do. You know, like get you that way. You know, the way they slashed him up was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna split him all the way
Yeah.
to the top. You know, and then they pull out the knives.
She just double penetrated him.
She did that thing, yes.
Yeah.
But it was that was a pretty intense scene. It sucked that dude died.
Yeah.
But it made sense.
I feel like it had to show stakes, that there were stakes in the movie.
Yeah. It was and I'm not mad at the movie. I do feel like it did what it was intending to do. A lot of it I was just cracking up about. Even the murders, even the like I was like
because
like
we had the Mindy scene where she's like, turn around.
Yeah.
When she's watching the Stab movie.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that part in the original movie where Jamie Kennedy's character?
Yeah.
Screaming at the TV like, turn around, Jamie, turn around, and the killer's walking up behind him.
Yeah, I think I remember. Wait, while it was happening in this movie?
No, in the original movie.
I think I remember. Yes.
Yeah, so it's Jamie Kennedy's character yelling at the character in the screen to turn around, and he's calling him by his name, like, Jamie, turn around, Jamie. His name's Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah.
Not the character's name.
No, but he was just saying it that way. Yeah.
And then when she just the look on her face when she's like, maybe I should turn around.
It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
I highly enjoyed this movie. I think it hit all the marks it set out to hit.
Yeah.
I have no complaints over it, other than Amber overpowering Dewey. But I guess again, it just plays to that.
Yeah. So, I mean, the only thing that I would say, I guess maybe just the thing that for me, maybe I'm just not a fan of like slasher movies. Maybe that's what it is. I like paranormal, scary movies, but slasher movies, maybe they're not my ish,
Yeah.
And especially when they're kind of cheesy.
Tongue in cheek.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And it's just like one of those things where it's like, cool. We haven't even talked about the main actress, by the way, Melissa Barrera. Sam Carpenter, she's the main character.
Yeah. I was actually about to bring her up. Cool. The hallucinations that she was having of her dad, Harry Loomis.
Yeah.
Which they did some really good CGI on that guy because he does not look like he's aged.
Yeah.
I was wondering, is he even in it or was it all CGI?
It was in it. But I do feel like maybe they did like those mocap things that they
the way Marvel does it.
Yeah, so that they can make him look younger
because
he does look a bit matured in pictures. But at the same time, he doesn't look bad. If you look at a picture here, so you got it. So I mean, it doesn't look bad. I mean, wow. They just had to clean up some lines a little bit. if anything,
makeup and shave.
Yeah, because at a certain point, it did look kind of like, okay, like you're too close now, because I can tell that that he actually is older than he is. But it was a cool way that they it was her dad, right? Like that was the original murderer.
But that was also one thing that didn't make sense though, because when Richie is going through like, oh, you're the murderer, and it makes poetic sense because. The girl of a killer who's hallucinating her dad. At no point is he told that she is seeing visions of her dad.
She did say that too. Does like, wait, no. What I'm saying, she said like, how do you know about that?
Oh, and then, I just figured she was asking, how do you know about him being my dad?
Oh no, about everything. I think that he had like really like dove deep into like who she was. Like maybe found out about her like psychiatry help and everything like that. Yeah, so I think that it was kind of implied that he did like an extensive research, especially in the way that they explained it at the end, right? That they're just two kids who are trying to make a new movie
Yeah.
about these slashers, you know, about the slasher that was back in the day. And that's why they have to kill a legacy character. It's like, it's just kind of, again, playing up the whole idea that they know they're in a movie.
It's hitting all the marks.
Yeah,
That's what they're working on.
Yeah, and what I thought was a pretty awesome scene was the final scene when she kills Richie, right?
Yeah.
Like she goes, she says something along the lines of like, you want to see what a serial killer's daughter does, you know, and just starts stabbing him the way he had been stabbing people the whole time, you know, in this whole movie, because he got her to that point, you know, like he made her express herself the way she thought she should be expressing herself, and then to the point where she like slashes his throat, she shoots him in the head, like, and it was done. It was done. The crazy scene after that like was pretty intense too. You remember? So at one point Nev Campbell, Sydney and Gail fight Amber in the kitchen, right? And so like she has sanitizer. By the way, they let her get up.
I thought it was alcohol, like drinking alcohol.
They said it was sanitizer. Well, you guys sanitize.
Oh,
yeah, they said sanitizer. It was in a glass bottle. Yeah. That's what Adolfo said too. Why was sanitizer in a glass bottle? But she literally said sanitizer.
Because I remember thinking like, why did she flame up? Like, was she? Oh, and then I remembered that, and I was like, oh, it must have been the liquor, you know. But
but no, it was like hand sanitizer. For some reason, it was in a glass jar. So I mean, it would have made more sense liquor in hindsight, you know. But she said hand sanitizer, and then if you look at the texture of it on her face, it was kind of gloopy. You know, or she's so gross. It was very thick, and it was on her face, and it was
my hands above the table.
You know what you want to do. Anyway, it was. They said sanitizer.
Okay,
like, because again he questioned it too. It was like, wait, why was sanitizer in a glass jar? So they let her get up. By the way, I guess it's so frustrating to me seeing these type of movies because I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
kill her.
But that's the point. For you to yell at the screen.
I get it.
Like,
I was yelling.
Want you to yell
I was yelling at the screen. I was like, kill her. Why the fuck are you letting this bitch that just killed this whole like fucking trying to kill all these people? You're just letting her get up. You know, kill Dewey. You know, you're just letting her go up.
Every time there's a scene like this in a movie. My brain goes to Jamie Kennedy also in Malibu's Most Wanted.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen Malibu's Most Wanted?
Probably not. No.
It probably wouldn't fly today.
Okay.
Because he acts urban.
I've heard of this.
And they're trying to make him act more white. And once they think like they got him, they take him to a movie theater to watch a scary movie.
Okay.
And he is trying so hard to just keep quiet. And then at some point he just yells out, "Run, bitch, run!
Oh my God.
He gonna kill you!"
Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, that was me today in the movie. No, but it was. It's like it. I guess. And so again, for what it was trying to do, it did it. You know. But anyway, they get her. They fight her. She's about to kill them again. And somehow I don't remember. Did they stab her or why did they push her back again? Anyway, she gets pushed back and. In the process of falling, she turns on the stove.
Yeah.
You know, the stove comes on, and Gail ends up shooting her in payback. You know, in vengeance for Dewey.
Yeah.
Right. So she like full on catches on fire, which I was like, that's badass. I love that shit. That was so cool. You know.
You would like that.
It was why? What does that mean?
Just a flaming.
What is that? Fuck you. What the fuck? I'll show you a flaming. No, I'm just
go on.
But anyway,
you might want to get that looked at.
You might like it. No flaming anything. Anyway, so it was cool to. It was just cool to, you know, like it was one of those deaths that you're just like, all right, yeah, that was crazy. You know, like
she didn't even die.
Yeah, and she didn't die because that's where I was going. It's like they killed Richie, and then she runs out of the kitchen. She runs out of the kitchen like half burned and half like, you know, charred and just like screaming with a knife in her hand and gets shot by Tara, you know, who was the sister. It was a crazy scene. That was a very impactful scene right there. Like that whole ending to it. And
then I still like the Babadook better.
There you go. I did like the Babadook a lot, by the way. Did you see that one?
I saw it,
but you
I
hated
didn't.
the
No,
kid.
I did hate that kid. Jesus Christ, I hated that
We
kid.
all hated the kid.
But I didn't get to enjoy it as much because I watched it with a friend of mine, and we
So-
watched it at her place, and the lights were on, and she kept talking.
Oh, fuck.
So I didn't get to enjoy it that much.
Delete. Try watching it again by yourself in the dark.
I had to deal with that kid again, though.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I personally like those type of woke scary movies that they were implying. But no, this honestly,
Did you like La Llorona?
I didn't see La Llorona.
Oh, that was a terrible movie.
Oh, I think I heard it was terrible.
That's one
why
of the
I watched
movies I
it.
couldn't finish.
Oh, okay.
I think I watched 20 minutes of it, and I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't need to watch this.
Yeah, I heard it was bad. I think that's why I didn't watch
terrible.
it. Yeah, people are trying to make something out of like a cultural reference.
It was bad.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
Just do it right.
Yeah, on the topic of scary movies, there was one called Quarantine that came out in the U.S. That's what it was called. That one was bad.
Yeah, it's a remake.
But the Spanish version called Wreck, I think I told you about it then.
Yeah.
Great. And you know why? Because the cultural reference in it, you have the Spanish people, speaking Spanish in the movie, right? But you also like learn a little bit of history about what that creature is in that movie, because they explain it. In the Quarantine, they didn't explain it. They just kind of made it a scary thing, but for no reason. Where in the Wreck, it was like, well, this creature here, this creature. It was like little references to why, like maybe a cultural thing in España, it's like why they know about this creature existing, in their culture. So it made much more sense in Spanish, and I really appreciated that movie a lot.
Well, we are getting the American remake of Train to Busan, so Big Train to Boston.
Train to LA. Like, no, don't come here. No, but overall, I laughed. I cringed at a certain point. I thought it did what it was supposed to. I would say it was a good movie.
Did it hit your G spot?
We had fun.
Okay.
It was a journey.
All right.
It wasn't like one of the best movies I've ever seen, but I thought it was entertaining enough for me to be like, I could see this. I can see this being entertaining. It's just maybe the genre is not my type of genre. I can see why other people would really enjoy it. So what about you? Did it hit your G-spot?
It definitely hit it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Like it didn't go over what it was. What it? I mean, it did. It didn't
excel.
Yeah, it did its job. Right. Like
it was a strong.
I needed a nap afterwards. It did its thing.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It did a sting. Got
It did its thing.
Yeah, go watch it. Why not? Maybe, but so that's the debate, right? In my head, it's like, could I have waited for this to come out on HBO or whatever it would come out, Paramount Plus probably. I might have been able to wait for this. It would have been one of those movies that I would watch like on a streaming service.
I don't know if it would have had the same effect if you watched it at home.
That's a good point.
The big screen does help. The environment,
the focus,
the fact that you're focusing and not on your phone, watching it through one eye.
Yeah.
You feel attacked, huh?
Well, because I was making notes in the theater. I was making notes.
But you weren't on TikTok.
No, I wasn't. I was playing Pokemon Go. Catch shinies. Oh fuck! What time is it? I was just joking around. But anyway, it did its job.
All right, cool. So I mean, you want to hit the Pokemon?
Let's hit the. Why are we gonna hit the Pokemon? Poor Pokemon. Let them be. Anyway, moving on to JaimesPokedex.
Yes. Open up and show me your Pokedex.
I'm gonna do that.
Oh, baby.
You can't. You're on my earphones right now. That chills. All right. So this is the latest entry into Jaime's Pokedex. So this gym leader, I start off with the gym leaders. Gym leader was Byron in the city of Canalave. I'm not sure how you say that city.
It might have been a good idea to look it up.
It's a good idea.
No. Just insult an entire culture. It's okay.
Canal Ave. How would you say that word?
Canalave?
What?
Canalave?
There's an A in there, not an I. I'm just talking shit. I'm just making fun of you. I'm sorry. It's because you're adorable. I'm sorry.
Canálave.
Canálave. That's how I would say it in Espanol. Canalave City. He's a steel type trainer, and he gives you the mind badge. In this one, he carries Bastiodon, which is the reason I picked Bastiodon is because it's a fossil Pokemon. I really like fossil Pokemons. I think we talked about a fossil Pokemon recently, Cranidos. Yes. Cranidos. It was one of the earlier gym leaders.
The headbutt Pokemon.
The headbutt. Who are you? Look at you.
I listen to the show.
I feel like sometimes you don't.
Like you and Megan.
I do listen to. I watch the show 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Well, we're not talking about Bastiodon yet, as I like to do, because he does have a basic form or a baby form. This one comes from the armor fossil, and his name is Shieldin. Shieldin is very adorable. I want you to know that. Let me look him up for you so that my keyboard's not working all of a sudden.
God damn it. Technical difficulties, please.
Technology, as we like to say. This is Shieldin.
Okay, I've seen that one.
Oh, he's so adorable. And I don't know why it's going there, but let me show the cameras too, just in case. If not, I'll post it later too. Which I haven't been doing, and I apologize, but I will get there someday.
The people want to know, Jaime.
Well, Shieldin is the armor Pokemon. Is he? He's an armor Pokemon because his face
is an armor.
I would have just called it a shield, but they call it an armor. They could have called them the shield Pokemon, but they didn't.
Are there shield Pokemon?
There's a ghost that's like a shield and a sword at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It becomes a sword and then it becomes a shield, then it becomes a sword again. Right. But Shieldin is a rock steel type. And in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, it says a Pokemon that lived in jungles around 100 million years ago. Its facial hide. Oh, okay. That's just the way it said. Its facial hide is extremely hard. So that faceplate thing that it has is a hide, but it's extremely hard. Made out of metal, probably because it's a rock steel Pokemon. In Pokemon Shining Pearl, it habitually polishes its face by rubbing it against the tree trunks. It is weak to attacks from behind. Same.
You win.
Yes. In Pokemon we already said Shining Pearl. Ultra Sun. A mild-mannered herbivorous Pokemon. It uses its face to dig up tree roots to eat. The skin on its face was plenty tough. And then lastly, in Pokemon Ultra Moon, although its fossils can be found in layers of primeval rock, nothing but its face has ever been discovered. So, because that's the only thing that like survives. It's just the metal part of it, the skull. And I think that's what's really interesting about the fossil Pokemon is that they were dead, but they've been revived in like Pokemon times. It's like very Jurassic Park, you know? I felt like they should have done something. They kind of implied that they were going to do something like that in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Like almost like a Jurassic Park type of area. And then they just made it into like a Pikachu park. And that shit pissed me off. Well, because then, so they do like what's called a third game. But this one was two. It's Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon. Okay. And instead of making like what they implied that it was gonna be like this Jurassic Park type of world, it became like Pikachu's, and I was like, what the fuck? They fucked it up. Moving on to Bastiodon though, it evolves from Shieldin at level 30, and it's also a Rock Steel Pokemon. So in Pokemon Sun, while it can guard against any sorts of attacks from the front, it is left without recourse when attacked from behind. Same. In Pokemon Moon, it lived in the same environments as Rampardos, which was the other fossil Pokemon. Their fossils have been found.
Skateboarding Pokemon.
The headbutt Pokemon.
Yeah, that one.
It was the evolution of Cranidos.
Of course, obviously.
So you listen half the time. Okay, so their fossils have been found together, seemingly from after they'd fought to the finish. They killed each other.
Oh, that's what they were doing to the finish.
In Pokemon Ultra Sun, the bones of its face are huge and hard, so they are mistaken for its spines until after the Pokemon was successfully restored. And then lastly, in Pokemon Shining Pearl, when attacked, they form a wall with their shield-like faces to protect their young. So that was it. That was Shieldon and Bastiodon, both Rock and Steel Pokemon from Byron.
All right.
Did you enjoy that?
Very much so.
Are you sure?
All of it.
You look a little flustered there.
Oh my!
It's warm in here, huh? I'm sorry. It's just the sunset.
Is it warm in here, or is it just that Pokemon entry?
You're just getting excited there. I got you. It's the Pokedex. It's my Pokedex. That's what it does. It opens up, gets people hot. Anyway, so we took a break, obviously, from Doom Patrol, Doctor Who a little bit. Especially because the premiere of Peacemaker was pretty big.
You know, when you told me,
like
there's 3 episodes. There's 3 episodes of Peacemaker.
Yeah,
I immediately didn't want to watch it.
I felt that way too. So it could have almost been a miss because of that. You know, I don't feel like you need to throw 3 episodes. 2 is okay.
Yeah.
3.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people probably wouldn't have binged it the way we did, but we had to for this.
Yeah, but see, also though, you have to consider there are people that do stuff like this.
Yeah.
You know, so if you throw 3 episodes of something, that's a lot of time to take up.
Yeah.
You know, and especially when we're on a roll of like Doom Patrol and all this stuff. So I mean, yeah, we missed out on some of the shows. We're probably, now we're going to be like 1-1-1, hopefully. Hopefully they don't throw another 3 at us.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
It should just be weekly now.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, so next week we'll be tackling Doctor Who again, or do you want to still...
We're going to hold off on Doctor Who a little bit.
Take a break on that.
Yeah, yeah, let's do that. We're still going to do Doom Patrol, Boba Fett, Peacemaker now, which is great. And I mean, so far that's all we know. We might start talking about Pokemon Legends Arceus coming out soon. Oh,
I'm good with that. Well, also the reason we had Scream this week.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, and that was an added 2-hour movie. So.
Yeah. So I mean, we have plenty to talk about.
Yeah, but we'll get back to those things, and even to like the newer things now that we're gonna cover. If something else comes up this week that I can't recall, then we'll talk about that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Anything else to add?
No, I'm good.
All right, and that's it for our show today. Join us next week.
Bye.
Have a week.